Hello, Internet. It's been 84 years since we've been here for Baldur's. Hi, everybody. Tonight is a special talkback session for Shadows over Baldur's Gate, our spiritual sequel. Yes, Teddy, he's excited too. Our spiritual sequel D&D campaign to the award-winning video game Baldur's Gate 3. We have over 50 episodes. We're at 56 with the big fight this last time.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're curious on the story so far and want to experience it for yourself, go check out youtube.com/CritHitChronicles, where we have all of our previous episodes of all of our campaigns for you to peruse if you're a fan of TTRPG-focused content. A couple quick disclaimers before we begin our talkback session. First off, if you look under the logo on that side of the screen, you'll see a little Ko-Fi goal. Our beloved artist who has made all of the character art for the Shadows of Baldur's Gate cast, the Destiny's Path cast, and the Tales of the Valiant cast. We thoroughly love and appreciate them for all of the work that they're doing. We are getting ready to do some bigger and badder things on this channel. And we want to continue to support that artist because they make all of these by hand. We support artists in this house and we want to continue to do so. So we currently have a goal to raise money so that we can get some more fantastic character art for some really cool shows that are coming up. I promise you're gonna want to see them. It's gonna be so much fun. But if you feel so inclined, you can check out the Ko-Fi, which I realize I should have a timer for. Yet another thing that I should have done. But yes, if you feel like supporting, by all means, check out the Ko-Fi. There we go. I already have a command. Ko-Fi. Look at that. And you can help us raise money so that we can get some more fantastic art and put on some more freaking awesome shows. But before we begin our full talk back, we have 3 of our beloved cast members. Let them know who you are, who you played so far, and a question about another character that we will then dive into tonight. Yeah, no pressure.
Okay, well, fuck. Shit, technically I'm first. Hi, hello. Good evening, folks. You can call me Laura or Tutu or Laura Tutu. My pronouns are she, they, and usually on Fridays you will find me playing our Celestial Hexblood Warlock, Winifred Fithiok. Right now, it's just me. You're just getting me unfiltered. Not sorry about this shit that's gonna come out of my mouth. Good
Yeah.
you knew what you were signing up for.
Yeah.
Question. Oh God. Tony, if Basu was not going to be an artificer, what were you going to make him? That's my question. So put that in your pocket for later.
Hi, I'm Tony Rodriguez, aka the Encounter Smith. On Friday nights, you can find me right here as Basu Brightbolt, our gnomish artificer. I have so many questions actually for all of you. But I think the number one thing I want to ask each of you is how many hours do you all have in Baldur's Gate 3?
Ooh.
Oh,
That's
Jesus.
I'm very curious.
Diabolical stuff.
That is so mean because I have to look across 2 platforms because I was that bitch.
I'm gonna have to.
I'll dive
let me
into it
open
later.
Steam real quick.
Now it's me. I'm always last. Hi everyone.
Oh, I was waiting for the hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was, let me ready.
Take 2.
Ready. Hello everyone. My name is PJ McGaw. You can find me all over the internet at PJ McGaw. If this is technically my outro, I'm happy to be here. You can find me Fridays playing Marcus Hellhammer, Shadows over Baldur's Gate. You can also find me here on Mondays as the GM of Destiny's Path, Triumph of the Tusk, a Pathfinder and a Paizo and WizKid sponsored Pathfinder 2nd Edition show, where not only can you win love and friends, but you can also win minis. You can win minis. We also have a giant diabolic dragon, but it's a chonkin' boy, so I'm not pulling that guy out just yet. But I'll choke on my own spit for free. My question.
It's that kind of stream.
Oh yeah. Please donate to Ko-Fi. My question.
Jesus.
Everywhere I go, I just make it better, baby.
We're off to a great start, kids.
Yeah.
This is great.
This just goes to show, if you decide, oh, I'll be like 5-10 minutes late to the stream, no biggie. No, you're missing the crazy shit now. But my question to everyone, or to one person, let's see. Ooh, okay, this is a bit macabre. Hear me out. Your character either dies or has their arc complete, and they sunset, they leave, whatever you want to call it, and the next character comes in. Who's that next character?
The backup character question. I already know that Lauren would be like, I don't have one. That's bad luck.
It is. It's bad fucking luck.
I'm just saying, I have 3 on standby, and I'm still alive. And I've only died recently.
You know what? That's fair.
I only died recently. And you know what, Cujo? Good job kicking my ass. It was a good fight.
No, it was unconscious. We did not hit the point of no return, thank fuck.
I did not
Very
die. I was dying. Big difference.
And I am Cujo.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't think Marcus has actually died. He's come very close, but he's never actually died yet.
I don't know.
At least during gameplay. I don't.
Saving throws, yeah.
Yeah.
Closest I got was, I think, with the witches fight, the hag fight.
Yeah.
What's her name? Was just swinging like a unit.
Yeah.
Fucking you up. Cujo.
Yup. Hi, I'm Cujo. I will be your chronicler this evening. I played everybody else, and my question is going to be for Laura. So I know that you were very excited to bring Winifred back, because Winifred was a character from a previous campaign that we were, doing a full story for. Hannah, I love you. Hannah Marie artwork, we love you. It's from Hannah's game. But I genuinely am curious, if it wasn't Winnie, who was it going to be?
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Okay. Questions, and I've informed my cast of this. For me, as the GM, as long as it's nothing about what's coming, open book. If there's any questions you had about a build, a choice for a villain or an NPC or what have you, I will not tell a lie, and I will answer the question. So, I feel like the easiest to start with is going to be our playtime for freaking Baldur's Gate.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I got a baby picture text. Okay, I'm gonna check PlayStation first.
Also, Cujo, move your phone out from under your fucking mic, dude.
I'm sorry.
I swear to God.
Can't help it. There's a stand. It's right. It's looking at me. I can see it.
Chat. Every time we do a fucking game, I'll hear that like Cujo, and I will see him like stare at his phone, stare into the camera, and like I'll see the arm move.
Yeah, it's you can tell when I get. You can really tell at any point during this campaign when I get a message from Laura that says, "Hey, do this thing," because I'm like,
You're so right.
I would like to explain why I have to check 2 platforms. So,
Please.
I pre-ordered the shit out of Baldur's Gate 3 when it was on Steam, which meant that it was still like in early access and all that stuff. So I had to fight with my computer so that it would run it. But then it eventually released, and I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. Let me get back in and start playing with it. But my computer at the time was still kind of struggling, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll just play on lower settings, do the thing. And then I was I was homesick from work one day, and I was like, I want to play, but I don't want to go to my computer. So I bought it for PlayStation 5 out of convenience, because then I could stay on my couch.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I love that.
Fuck
my
yeah.
God. You know what? Fuck yeah. Have I done that? Have I rented a copy of something on a streaming platform because I didn't want to get up and look for the DVD? Absolutely, I have.
Yep.
Fuck
It's a
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
All
Did
right.
I at one point buy and download, what was it? Borderlands 3 on the PC, only to find out it didn't work, so I bought it again for my PlayStation 4. Twice, baby.
Baby. Okay.
Baby.
It's just par for the course. I think every gamer, on average, has bought Skyrim at least more than once.
Can I confide in you all? Super deep dark secret. I have never played Skyrim. Not once. My entire
Wow.
life. Never. Not a brag. I have just been that
Really?
gone. Never once.
I-
I've seen people play it.
No.
I've never played it.
Here's the thing, chat and castmates. I was not a video game kid growing up because I was doing too many extracurriculars because I was a fucking nerd. So like, you know, you go to fucking choir practice, and then you go to school, and then you go to fucking rehearsal for theater club. With what time am I supposed to play video games? I played Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers pretty solidly for like 2 months.
It's a great game.
And then I never touched my PlayStation 2 ever again. That's how old I am. I had a PlayStation 2.
But PlayStation 2 was peak. Like PS1 was like the culture. PS2 was the mountaintop. 3 was garbage.
Yeah.
4 was
No.
very good.
Hip, here's the thing. You don't want me on less than 7 hours of sleep. I am not fun. I am not fun. I know the vast majority of us are totally fine. For some reason, nobody in this fucking community sleeps for more than 4 hours at a time. You do
Yeah,
not want to see me on less than 7 hours of sleep, baby. I promise. You're not gonna like who you meet. I am mean.
I will say this with all the love in the world. Can confirm.
Yep.
Oh,
Who just seen it? Who just seen it?
I have. Okay.
I get real bitchy.
Why can I not find? Okay, I'm at least gonna add like 80 to whatever Steam has, just because. Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm a little ashamed, if only because that's so much time. Like, if you really think about how much time it is, 181.2 hours.
Nice.
So I'm gonna challenge that. I'm gonna challenge that here and now.
Oh, PJ.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that it's a trick question because I've had to restart the same goddamn campaign so many times,
Oh god.
and each one has clocked approximately 60 to 70 hours. So we're probably looking at a grand total of like
Oh,
500
God.
hours or more playing the same act with the same build.
Oh.
With some fuck ass mod that just implodes, and I'm like, well, I gotta do it all over again.
Oh god.
Out the gate swinging with mods. That's crazy.
That is a little bonkers. Not gonna lie.
I've got a couple of mods. Specifically, I got because there's a Celestial Warlock mod, so obviously I have to play Winnie. Haven't finished her run yet. I keep getting hung up as I get to Rivington because then I get overwhelmed by like all of the bajillion things that you're supposed to do in Act 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Anyway, Tony, what about you?
It says here 638.4 hours.
There we go.
I-
That's
Man.
proper numbers right there.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a lot.
so about that.
I feel
Cujo, wait.
I love
Cujo,
Cujo
wait.
coming and going like, don't make
Cujo,
fun of me.
wait.
180 hours, and we're like 1,000.
Cujo,
I don't know
wait.
level.
My grand total for Baldur's Gate 3. 1,850 hours.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
what the fuck?
Fuck.
Were you like 10 when it came out? Like what how?
That's crazy.
What time?
I'm pretty sure there was a time where I had the flu, so that was all I did for like 3 days.
You have the flu for a year?
Shit. Oh yeah, no, 3 days. That's 72 hours, my love. You know what? I'm gonna take back everything I said about spending too much time playing that. I'm gonna go play it right now while we're doing this, because clearly I have to catch up.
At some point, we're gonna need to all sit down and like actively play our characters again, because I had to miss out on that stream because I wasn't here.
We can absolutely do that.
I did a campaign at home with this show before Anaya joined, and it was really great. Again, until the mods, and then I got stuck, and I was like, "Well, I can't uninstall the past couple 100 hours, so we're just gonna start over again."
No, the mods can be really cool, but like if you go overboard, that game is not gonna survive.
Yep.
And it's a tragedy because some of the mods I feel like are borderline necessary, or at least at this stage in the game's development, whatever 3+ years, like you need those new mods to keep the new blood in, but it doesn't. While it supports, those supports are shaky.
Yep.
So,
That is
true.
That is 638 hours, not a single mod.
damn.
Just exploring the base
Vanilla?
game. Yeah.
Respect.
Damn.
Yeah.
Respect.
Mostly because I couldn't find a mod that felt like a good compelling artificer mod that just wasn't like the spells, it didn't really have like
Yeah, that's true.
I will admit the one I
Thousand?
got for you is not great.
You don't need to play Skyrim. You made up your Skyrim hours in Baldur's Gate.
You absolutely
You're
did.
good.
And
Don't even worry about Skyrim, dude.
and I'm gonna say it with my whole chest, you absolutely had a better time for it. Fuck Skyrim.
Ooh, what? I'm flipping off in
Not really,
solidarity.
fuck
What's the?
Not really fucking no, okay. I love a good open world RPG. I love a good, like, here's an existing world. Here's an existing world that you can like build your own story and play. Just go do your thing, right? But the age of the nameless, faceless, and voiceless protagonist is gone. Also, you gotta give me something more than, oh, well, maybe go talk to this guy or maybe go talk to that guy to start out your main quest. Like, I don't know, you do the thing. Like, if you give me nothing to go off of for a main quest, I'm probably gonna play for an hour and be like, all right, I'm gonna go play Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah.
Oh man.
Here's my hot take.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah,
We-
Skyrim has a lot of it came in early enough that there wasn't anything like it, and then everyone after it pretty farly surpassed it. And then Skyrim just kept on coming out with the same game.
Yeah, but like kudos to them because they proved a point about us as consumers that we've always known, which is we'll throw boondoggled bucks at anything that gives us dopamine. So if it's a way you've repackaged the same game, we'll take that Blorbo, we'll buy that Blorbo, we'll load it up, and it's like, I don't care that it's the same game I played on 3 other systems. I only have one on the 4th system. Am I gonna do anything different? Nope. Assassin bow person, here I go again. Sneaking headshot, sneaking headshot. And we
So
will
satisfying.
always do that. I mean, if it's good, it's good. I won't know. I've only seen people play.
So, real quick, Koopa Orc asked me a question. If
Yes,
you were to
let's go.
play in this very campaign, what would your character be? I actually have a fun little game. You've met that character in this main story. They
Yeah, I
are
know.
one of them. Do you?
Oh, let's all guess. Let's all guess.
Okay.
Laura goes first.
Fucking Gable.
No. Gable is a lovely, lovely, totally innocent angel of a character who actually just had his well, he's already dead now. So no, Gable, for those who are curious, Gable was my character on Nerd Immersion when we did Fandelver and Beyond. We actually just wrapped that campaign after like a solid 2 years, And
shit.
I'm not gonna lie, there was a moment I full on did like Kill Bill, like kill list with a little bit of the crow. And I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about how the crow ends. So when Ted was describing like it's time, you've done the thing, I was like, oh no. And I was
It's surprised
a
by your
mess.
own character.
I was. That game was so much fun. But no, it was not Gable. Gable was a fun little shout out to Nerd Immersion, and also because I wanted to see how the party would react to him, aka Laura.
I don't think I've ever had a moment where Winnie was actively ready to just shank somebody. Like, listen, she is usually non-violent. Gable was pushing those buttons real good.
Mm-hmm. It's a true story.
He does. That's what he does. My guess for who you'd be playing is Shale.
So, funny story. Sometimes when you're in the GM seat, you try to think on your feet. The yes and rule for improv, it's gotta be going. You gotta be ready to throw something together at the last second. Shale was initially a character that I pulled completely out of my ass.
Really?
Yes. I remember like we were doing the introductory scene for Marcus going into the bar and seeing Shale for the first time. And I was like, you see, and like, this is how I think it came out because we're all our own worst critics, right? I think I sounded like, you see a lady, she's white hair and anyway, that's how I think I sound when I'm improving a character at the last second. But yeah, Shale was a last second decision to have her be an NPC in the game. So no, it was not Shale, but now it is. Absolutely, it is Shale. But originally, when we're thinking about like if I were at the start, it was not going to be Shale.
Interesting. I have a guess because Shale. I did think Shale, but I did think Shale was too on the nose. It's either between the chronicler themselves, the character, or Leo's mom.
Oh my god. being Lady Guthbear doing all of this shit. Oh my god. That would have been great.
Was she a paladin, probably, right?
I think
yeah.
Right?
She's a paladin.
It was between
Helm.
Yes. Yeah, I forgot I made her paladin. This is weird because I'm the DM and I was like, yeah, totally. She's a paladin, I think. No, to neither one of those. Technically, at all times, I'm playing the Chronic, but it was actually an NPC from I think just before Basu joined the cast. Underneath the city, there is a gathering of individuals who are partially transformed by the Elder Brain when it died, and there is a drow that was not subject to that, but is like, I'm taking care of these people. It is Mako. Mako is a character I've played like once or twice in some offshoot games, and I always play them very antagonistically and malevolent. And I didn't necessarily want to bring that energy, but I definitely wanted there to be like a presence of somebody who was outside, but only just so, of everything going down, to be able to be like, okay, so you all are fucking idiots up here. What the fuck are you doing? Like, kind of bring a little bit of that energy into it. But yeah, I found a lovely little spot for Mako. So there you go. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
He's still skulking around, right? Because I know you guys.
No,
interacted
we
with
got
him
them. We
before.
got them out of the sewers.
They are currently in El Terrell now because they have arranged something with Granny, so they have a spot. They are safe from the city, and they are doing well. And they are like all of the like side characters and stuff, both NPCs and I don't know, the one-shot characters. They're out there somewhere.
Oh, I know.
yeah.
Oh, I know.
Mm.
We're-
It's the awesome world of Sob G. It's a growing.
Sabga.
We're gonna have to go to fucking Blackstaff Academy eventually.
I want to be Papa Augie Bog Bog again.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot we all have characters there.
Yeah, well, not even that. Like, we're gonna have to go as like main campaign to help fucking Gideon out because
Yeah.
they're
Well-
still under attack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was actually, I think I was talking with Omega about this. I was thinking of either doing full on main cast, because I'm going to follow the vibes of you guys. Wherever you guys want to go, that's the kind of DM I want to be. Like, we'll do the thing. Whatever you guys want to do. We'll play this game till we're 80. I don't care.
We're dead.
We were
fucking 90.
fucking 90. It was either going to be the main cast going, or there was going to be a stretch of a mini series of like taking back Blackstaff, which was going to be those characters like figuring out what they got to do to rid themselves of Archon, the Hellfire Dragon.
Listen,
cool.
here's the thing. On the one hand, I really want Marcus to like take his other eye. On the other hand, I kind of want Verity to take his eye.
Yeah,
Mm.
that'd be real cool.
Like,
Mhm.
I do kind of enjoy my shitbag Blade Singer.
They were great. I also love
You
within
were,
2 seconds of Nevin Torn showing up, Verity was like, "Oh, good, great, let's do this."
Just what we need. This schmuck.
The schmuck.
This-
We love the schmuck.
This son of a bitch.
Laura,
That's my love.
if it wasn't Winnie, what was your character going to be? Hey, thank you for the predator sound.
Fuck off. If it wasn't Winnie. Here's the thing, as I'm sure everyone in the space who knows me knows now, if given the opportunity, I will bring in the meat shield. But I knew PJ was gonna be here, so. I think the only other vibe that I would have wanted to bring would have been just like classic rogue. Especially with the gate that could have opened the door for some Zentarim shit that would have been real cool.
Mhm.
I've got a couple of rogue characters just kind of kicking around in my embarrassingly long character stable. But yeah, like if
That's crazy.
like anything else, if I wasn't gonna like break off from my usual like melee main, I've got a barbarian in the wings that's just kind of been sitting there for a while. Wild magic vibes, still connected to the Feywild if we wanted to go that.
Oh shit.
Cool.
Yeah,
Oh god. Wild magic barbarians are terrifying.
I love it. Her name's Brona.
Brona. Oh, I love it.
Brona.
Oh man.
Brona Neven.
Wait, what-
She was supposed to be the Knight of the Winter Court.
Oh damn.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, shit. See, what's gonna happen is we're all gonna talk about our second characters, and then we're gonna want to do a one shot with all our secondary characters.
No,
No.
hold on to those.
Um,
Hold on to those. Because months ago, I had one of those like DM epiphanies. Where I'm like, I know how this campaign is going to end.
Oh Jesus.
So just hold on to them. You never know what might happen.
I just,
It'll be great.
Yeah. And that's Brona was out of a Feywild campaign that my friend Jocelyn is running. The one that I don't shut up about. The one that's got like my favorite iterations of the fucking Feywild that I've ever played
my
in.
God.
Oh my god. Jocelyn, aka Mrs. the Daring, aka Cleric on Duty, aka one of the first and best friends I've ever made in the D&D space. Fucking killer GM, and I don't think she's ever going to put that shit out for public consumption, and it makes me sad in my heart because holy fuck, it's so good.
I love
Ugh.
it. I have had significant challenges as the DM of this game, from like approaching design and approaching like how I want a particular arc to flow or whatever like that. Every time you guys talked about visiting the Feywild, my anxiety went up to like here, because I'm like, this, I have to nail this. I have to find a way to make it work.
It is the Feywild, especially when you play with players who love the Feywild's intimidating. Like, I don't know the Feywild that well, and I've been in some Feywild campaigns, and yeah.
I think there's also just like so many iterations of the Feywild and the Fey that you run into this problem of like, okay, which one do I choose from, and how do I, if I don't do that, how do I make up something so fantastical, so unique and exciting? It's like when you try to reboot a movie and you're like, okay, who do we want to make happy with this reboot? You know, like the diehard fans, the new fans that don't know. And ultimately, there is no right choice. There's only the choice you make. Yeah. And that's kind of, I think, the most difficult thing is having the confidence to make your artistic vision happen and know full well people are going to like talk shit about it, but still love it.
At the end of the day, all you could say is "fuck it, let's go."
Exactly.
Yeah. I ended up settling, at least from like an overall like in my brain, I try to like literally imagine the space that you guys are in and like how to describe it and everything. I really pulled from the movie Legend, Tom Cruise and Tim Curry. Are we all aware of this movie?
I'm aware of it. I've not seen it. I've also not seen Black Cauldron. But here's the thing. I grew up going to the Virginia Academy of Fencing. Okay, I went to the Academy of Stabbing People, and that's not one of the movies they played. It was mostly Princess Bride, and Three Musketeers, and Hook.
Okay, I can do this. If you want one of the coolest and in my opinion, most on-brand like media bits of the Feywild, you have to watch that movie.
Fucking it is Ridley Scott?
Yes. There is a okay, we're tangenting, but I don't care. I have to get this out of me. When I was thinking of the Red Teeth Coven, there is a character from Legend that I specifically drew like their creepy mannerisms and the way of their speaking from. Their name is Meg Mucklebones, and they are the one like gigantic goblin creature. They are fucking terrifying. It is so good. And Tim Curry plays the coolest fiend, like full-on D&D fiend I have ever seen.
I'm looking at screenshots right now. That's a fucking pit fiend. That's a pit fiend, guys.
Yes.
That's a pit fiend.
Yes.
That's a pit fiend.
Oh my god. Okay.
He's kind of like the epitome of what a lot of people think of when they think of like a strong devil type character. Like was in what was that awful show? It was a Brickleberry spinoff. But they have the devil in that, and it's literally that exact same character concept of a devil. It's
so good. Oh, thank you guys. I see your support. We're already at $45. I love you guys so much. You guys are wonderful.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, shooting to the chat, Hip, we need to have a movie night. You are correct. I need to actually watch Legend. I've heard about it my entire career. Never seen it.
I think that's going to be the first community movie night. I think we're going to watch Legend as the first thing. Oh my god. I'm if anything, I'm more like Laura. Laura. But yeah, no, it's fantastic. I pulled so much inspiration from that when I was thinking about the overall vibe of the Fae. Because when you find your way into Unseelie, it is a harsh change from all the flowery beauty and everything's glowing and beautiful.
Here's what I'm gonna counter you. The Unseelie. We're going on a Feywild tangent, chat. I know we're supposed to be talking about the game itself. This is tangentially related to the game, so buckle up, Buttercup. So here's the thing. Unseelie, we expect the Unseelie to be dark and terrifying. That is what they are. They are fall and winter. They are the mirrors of the seasons where you buckle down and you know shit's about to get rough, but at least you know it. Summer is even more terrifying in my book. The summer court is a pretty poison. Because the way it's always been in my head, the summer court is where you get all of the stories of people who vanish into the Feywild to become little playthings. That's what the summer court does.
Yeah.
The summer court offers sweet respite, and suddenly it's been 200 years and your family's dead.
Yeah.
That's the fucking summer court, kids.
The thing that drives me wild as someone who's been a forever nerd, who's also been very into mythology and Irish folklore and everything else, like, people are always like, oh, the Fae and the fairies, they are these beautiful, androgynous things. No, they're very much, our entire life is to punish you. Why? Because you were born. Why? Because we're the fairy. That's their entire shtick. Like, oh, the wheat folk have come here to this island that we're trying to survive off with the potatoes being stolen from us from these asshole Englishmen. What are we going to do about it? And they're like, I don't know. But this wee lad over there with a lucky coin keeps flipping it, calls himself Mad Jack. I don't know what that means. But now I have to fight a giant by tomorrow, and I have to owe him 20 quid. Like, that's what it's always been. It's never really been beautiful. It's always been contentious and ill-spirited. And
The Fae are terrifying.
We need to return to the point where fairies were bad and not cute. It's propaganda. I'm telling you, it's propaganda.
Here's the thing: the way I see the Feywild, it's like, okay, yeah, no, it is gorgeous. It is every dream, every nightmare, every story, every legend. That is what is birthed and what comes out of the Feywild. You best come correct.
Yeah. Because if you don't,
Best
they'll everything they
come
can out of you.
correct. Yeah,
That's
they'll
really
turn you into a
interesting.
pair of fucking boots.
Mm-hmm.
Because
They'll turn
like
you into a flower and then make you sing to get water. Like, they're bad. They're bad. They're not
and
your
it's
friends.
scary.
And
Yeah.
It is scary, and I think the thing that's the scariest thing about them, because if you compare them to like the hells, if you end up in the hells, you did something to get there. Like there's something you could have avoided to not be there. But things that happen to you from the Feywild, if it bleeds into the world and does something to you, it's just because you were around.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
You
it's the
you-
dangerous part of whimsy.
Yeah, right. The chaotic part.
It's that fine line between whimsy and absolute fucking madness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, not for nothing, most of the oldest and most horrific creatures in D&D are from the Feywilds. Displacer beasts, they're from there. Their entire thing is, what if a panther had a baby with an octopus and could project illusions? Why is that there? That's my question.
because we're the Fae and we
Queen
wanted
got
to.
fucking bored. That's why.
Yeah.
Just on page, like, hey, listen, this panther's proper deadly. You know what would make it more funny? Squid arms. Squid arms! That's just what I was thinking. Squid arms.
Let's give him some fucking tentacles, mate, and see what happens.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh, but look at him now. He's
hypnotic.
confused. He doesn't know how to hunt. What should we do?
Shut up.
Give him a
No, wait, no, Cujo.
Give him magic.
PJ,
What am I
shush,
doing?
PJ, shush, you're giving ideas. Hold on, wait a minute, we
Oh,
fucked up.
I ripped.
This whole stream was
We
a trap.
ripped too close to the sun.
Yeah.
I ripped it too close to the sun.
I have actually here's a peek behind the curtain. So it is, oh my god, it's like candy for me whenever I introduce a problem to this party. And then the party spins these tales. They spin these theories. Maybe it's this, maybe Shale is connected to this, maybe whatever. And I watch these ideas like grow and change, and I'm like, yeah, okay, fuck it. sometimes
it's just like you just
hearing
get
a
to
theory
pick
from
one.
you guys is like, cool, I have
You know what,
options
that's
now.
better. We're doing that instead.
yeah, kind of. Like, I'm trying to think of a specific moment. Oh, okay. You want to know here? This is a recent thing that I yes-anded and pulled out of my ass.
Uh-oh.
When you guys thought that you were speaking to that high Fae person to get that last piece for the Hagsbane, and then you were like, wait, hold on. Or no, it was Meadow who had the true sight. And I was like, I have this on. Is this actually the person that we think it is, or is there something behind there? And I was like, in my head, and it was like a 1 second thing, and I went, no, it's not. And I sort of quickly made a decision, and I was like, Spider-kin are a thing in this world. They're fucking terrifying, and their kin are everywhere in this vlog.
Also,
I was
to
like,
be fair, we hadn't kicked anything's ass in a while, so
it's true.
Yeah.
You guys needed it. You guys needed a
It all
good
worked
combat.
out.
Yeah.
Kind of a beautiful thing those mechanics can do when you're like, I have true sight, I have find traps. Well, like, cool, if you have those, well, then you're gonna find them. So it's like,
yeah,
you're gonna do the thing.
You want to know it's
hey,
there.
You know what? That's great that you've got a 24 passive perception. You're gonna see some shit, bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Hope you're like looking in the eye of Cthulhu as he looks back at you.
Here's okay. I'm there. Yes, to all of that. Yes, except for one thing. Oh, my character has a 24 passive insight. I can see whenever someone's lying, and I'm like, great, so good.
I mean, it's not worked before. That's the thing. Like, if it's something that doesn't absolutely need to kick our ass, then sure. I do like the idea of Winnie being a little lie detector, and she just hears something weird and goes, "Would you like to try that again?"
So you're the daredevil on the team, is what I'm hearing.
Oh,
kinda.
Heartbeats. Just
It's less I feel like with insight, it's less the heartbeats and more the micro expressions. She can see the way the pupils contract or dilate. She can see like the twitch of the mouth, or the fact that they are looking to the right as they try to
so good.
Pluck this lie from the.
You're the mentalist. What was that? The show, The Mentalist, where you're reading body language and shit all the time.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. So yeah, Cujo. Anytime you want to throw more of that shit at me, go ahead, because that shit's fun.
Well, there's a thing that I'm like, I've specifically designed. I've specifically designed a thing. There's your hint. There you go. So
Tony, what about if Basu wasn't going to be an artificer? What was he going to be?
This is actually really interesting and funny. So when I was coming up with character ideas, Omega wanted to play this game of guessing my character. And he said, I'm either thinking a monk, an artificer, or a paladin. And those were the three classes that I had like ready to go. So it was a really weird call out when he said it was like one of these three things, and it was like actually kind of all of them, because I had a Githyanki monk I wanted to like kind of explore, and then I'm just like PJ. I'm a paladin main. I love me a paladin, so I've had this dragonborn paladin I've used in many games that I get to play. But I like wanted to have a high AC, I wanted to punch things, and I wanted to be an artificer. So Basu just ended up being all three of those things.
Love it.
Awesome. And it just kind of worked out. And I wanted to be from the world too. So it was like the Gondians were something I wanted to pull from, the Githyanki, and then I didn't really have anything for the paladin, but that was because I was coming into something that was like you guys were kind of already established. I wanted to pull from like a faction from the game that like the audience and you guys would be somewhat familiar with, and really kind of explore that more. And I love it. Basu has been awesome in exploring the Gondians. It's been cool.
Well, real quick, speaking of Basu, for those who are curious, we do have a merch store, a Crit Hit Chronicles merch store, where we've got so many pieces of merch from our campaigns in the past, including this campaign itself. I am very happy and proud to say that Basu Brightbolt has a Brightbolt Industries Artificer-esque t-shirt that you can pick up if you are a fan of that sort of thing. I have a lot of fun coming up with fun t-shirt / merch designs, and putting that one together was a lot of fun. So I need to give Basu the love, because like Basu, I think within 5 seconds of him being in this campaign was almost immediately, this character is the heart of the game. This character is so fucking heartwarming and sweet and supportive. And yeah, I'm really glad you're with us, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Basu came up from like real emotion. You know, like I was cursed with Forever D. I'm not a curse. I love it. But like I don't get to play a character often, and I don't get to play a character that is meant for a long time campaign. So I came into playing this game with you guys with the same energy that Basu came into the Second Chances. I was nervous. I wanted to be helpful. I wanted to make sure you all liked me. Like there was just a lot of like character bleed in that introduction. And now that like I love you guys and I love playing this game, I look forward to it all the time. It just really started to write. Like I don't even think I really knew who Basu was, just kind of where he came from. And like the minute like I had that talk with the chronicler and then met you guys out in the sewer, just like all of that just happened. It was nervous energy, and I was like, oh, this is kind of fun to see how this little gnome could be nervous among these heroes he's heard of, and how he kind of earns his place through it. And that story's just been awesome to tell.
Yeah, I like. I think whenever we're joining a new story, whether it's established already or you're starting something new, you can have some sort of loose ideas for how you think the character is going to behave in scenario A, B, or C. But until you actually like sit in it and like actually start making the moves and doing the thing, you don't really know what's going to come up. And I did really like that in Basu's first episode, Auntie Ethel showed up again for just a quick little second.
Yeah.
That was such a bomb drop when like the first couple episodes, like, and I'm here, dearie, and I was like, what the fuck?
That was
Yeah.
What was it? Episode? Was that like the first episode, or was that like the second?
It was the first episode. It was the first episode. The
Just
first
like, hey,
episode.
Hey Laura, you said you wanted hags, bitch.
Yep. No, we did the first episode, which was you guys on Elder Brain Slay Day. And then 1 year later, and figure out where you guys were. And I was like, you gave me a gift by giving me a creature that is almost a hag. You gotta meet the neighbors. So I I did go. I sometimes have moments where I'll go back and watch highlights just because I like watching your faces. And definitely when I first said Petal and watching all of you like, oh,
You can see like
So
the
cool,
way
man.
my butthole puckered. Just instant clench.
My hands were like, I cannot wait to strike upon thee.
well,
Okay. Well, yeah. I'm just gonna take this question and sling it around. PJ, if
Yes.
Marcus wasn't gonna be a fighter monk paladin, what was he gonna? What would you let him be?
How many other classes were you gonna cram in there?
Every marshal. You know, I was going to be a barbarian ranger.
Barbarian
So-
Ranger Rogue.
So the wild thing about Marcus is that he got his start also in a different campaign. I think we were talking about like what we wanted to play when we were joining the show, Laura, and you said I want to be his character from the show. I never, basically a campaign that never got to really express it. And I was like, I had this character like that. So oh boy, I cut my teeth in the industry on a little channel called Maze Arcana, if you know it. And if you know, I'm very sorry. And so I did this one show, and
Whoopsie.
it was okay. We had like a season and a half, 2 seasons, and it was a lot of fun. But the people that were in charge of that were bad people. You probably know them. They've been canceled since then. Thank God. A long time coming. But I was called in at one point to be on another show with that channel to play an NPC that one of those bad people kind of invented. Like, hey, PJ, we want you to come in and play this character. I was like, oh, what's his name? So, well, his name, he's a tiefling. His name is Marcus. I'm like, what's his full name? We never gave him one. So I came up with Hellhammer. I came up with his backstory, his personality, everything. And then it's funny because I was about to go into it. And let's just say there was some bad actions happening behind the scenes, and I was like, I would rather just step back and let them have their ball and play in that arena. Yeah, so I dipped out. So I never got to play Marcus. But he was a fighter on that show. He was built to be a fighter, and I believe the concept, and just as someone who has fought, I'm like, that's a dumb idea. They had flails that they would wrap the chain around so that the head of the flail would be on their knuckles, and they would punch people. And I'm like, that's how you break a knuckle, right?
That's how you break your whole ass hand, bruh.
Yeah. So I was like, well, first of all, we're going to remove that because that's stupid. And then, what was it? And then Tasha's made up the unarmed fighting style. And so like my mission was to prove that 2014 made monks bad enough that I could be a better monk as a fighter than just going monk. So that was the whole thesis statement. PJ being a shitter. So the problem is all this was so designed into the concept. If he wasn't those things, trying to box and all that kind of fun stuff, knowing his backstory and what his arc was, I can see either Warlock or Barbarian working well for him. If it wasn't those two, I could see Warlock or Barbarian being an interesting interpretation of like trauma and how trauma can, inform us but hold us back from our true potential, and what the hells can do to a person.
I have a follow-up question, actually. Barbarian makes sense via his fighting style, but like Marcus doesn't seem like an angry person. So like, would you have done that with the rage bit in terms of theming? Like, would you have had him like actually harness all of that anger, or would he be a more angry character than he is now? Or would you have like changed that thematically?
Well, I think the interesting thing about anger, at least as far as I can tell my own lived experience, anger in men, is that it doesn't always come out the same way. It can manifest differently. And so I think what would have been a fun experiment with Marcus was to show what his anger would manifest as. And one of my favorite ways to do that is silence. And I think the idea is that when Marcus gets angry, it's not a shutdown. It's, I've turned off the hose because I'm afraid of the water. And so what you're getting out of me is just drips of what I'm not giving you. I'm holding back to protect both of us. I think that would have been his rage. It would have been a silent repression, and then, I don't know, a big crit happens, and that's what's a little extra out on that crit.
Yeah, there's something to be said for like the fighter who like is boisterous and talks about battle and everything like that, but the moment he goes quiet, that's where you feel the temperature in the air shift. Yeah. Oh man.
Was it someone said it about the duality of Kakarot and Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z? The moment
fucking nerds.
Play D&D. Come on. But like in the thing they said, it was like, what is it? You fucked up when Goku stops smiling, and you fucked up when Vegeta starts smiling. And that's really good. And that's what I think is interesting, because like, yes, that's like they're the yin and yang of like the meditation of Saiyan pride.
Yep. 100%.
Goku's just like, I am so strong, I get to be happy. What? And Vegeta's like, I'm so strong, now I'm happy. And like that's the duality of those two characters.
I like that a lot. It's funny that actually, I don't know why my brain immediately went like, no, that's true. I haven't watched any of the new Dragon Ball Super Kai whatever, but it definitely popped up in like a couple of like TikTok videos or memes or whatever of that shift with Goku going with his latest and greatest super mega crazy form, and just how silently just staring at the enemy like, oh no, that's terrifying. That's the one person you do not want to be seething at you. Not a good idea. All right, so it's been asked, because we have had conversations about backup characters, what would your backup character be?
Oh.
Who wants to start?
Oh.
Not taking notes or anything. That'd be weird.
Now, I'll say because I think about this, and I've had this epiphany, a shower time epiphany, because I'm in the shower and I'm thinking, and I realized,
Your best thoughts, shower thoughts.
Is that what that is?
yeah, shower thoughts. Look, if LA Knight can make amazing promos in the shower, I can make up characters in the same amount of time.
Fair enough.
So I had this epiphany. I am super okay because I kind of had to kill my darlings, as it were. I've been okay with starting and stopping a lot of narratives without expecting anything out of it. But I realized with the group as it is now, if Marcus was to die and I bring in a new character, it would feel so weird. I feel like it'd be so weird to be like, and I'm here now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying anything about us. I just feel like the dynamic is so like established.
We're locked in, babe.
We are. We
Yeah.
are. I think it would be weird. That being said, my weird choice. There was a one shot we did. I think we were raising money for your computer, I want to say, Cujo. And I played a wood elf druid who was very much about
That
hunting
big
and
bastard.
yeah. I was gonna be my Russian druid of the moon. Yes, I like this challenge very much. The hunt is on. Just this kind of primal. Like,
Wait. Was that the fundraiser, or was that the one where we had Jeremy in?
Jeremy. Yes, Jeremy was in. He was playing Get Yankee officer, I want to say.
Yeah, because we were playing like in the Battle of Baldur's Gate in another section of the city.
Yes,
Oh,
yes. Omega ran that one. That was one that I couldn't be in. I think I was out of town for some reason. I forget what I was doing. But I remember like keying in, being like, what are these guys doing? And then hearing about some of the shit. It's good. It's good. It's good
This
stuff.
big Russian bastard.
Yes. I wanted him to be like Diogenes. Like, he looked at systems and he said, but that is bullshit. Why are we doing this?
don't
This is
like
stupid.
this.
And then it's like, what's that? I don't belong anywhere? Fine. I'm going to go to Baldur's Gate and eat squirrels. Fuck you. And then, and that's what he did.
Like you do.
Like you
And-
do.
And then if not him, if I'm not a paladin main, I'm a cleric main. I love playing support, and I would have made some sort of support, but I also wouldn't want to step on Winnie's toes because I know she's very good at that too. So that for sure would have been a conversation.
Still,
No.
how am I our main healer, guys? What the fuck?
Yeah, the one with
I
two
got
spell slots.
4
three
spell slots, bitch. What the shit?
Oh, it's funny as hell too.
And
Trying to
yet,
get hit.
Listen,
and fucking yet, you guys are over 50 episodes into this, and you guys, okay.
I kept
The hag
you
fight.
motherfuckers alive in spite of your best efforts. In spite of
The-
your best fucking efforts.
The 2 counter spells, two of them, to
That's right.
power word kill.
I'll do it again.
That's huge.
I'll do it again.
You'll try. Oh,
That was
good shit.
healing. Counterspelling
Yeah,
a
yeah.
power kill is healing. I don't care what anybody
It
says.
counts as healing.
Power
That's
word
Oh my
kill
God.
counts as healing.
Yeah.
Stopping a power
Countering
skill.
it, yeah, if you
counts as
counter it.
healing, Yeah.
Yes. Please get to it. I had a stupid question, but I'll ask it later.
Okay. Okay, my backup. Technically, okay. So here's the thing. Winnie's backstory has altered somewhat, but not a whole lot. When I was working with Hannah, when we were playing our little home game with our friends, the initial plan was we even had like a fucking bastion because she's originally out of the Tal'Dorei Reborn book.
Mhm.
That's
Yep.
the campaign we were playing. We were playing out of Tal'Dorei Reborn, and that's why she is a warlock to essentially Vax'ildan. But we had our little bastion in the city of Whitestone. We had gotten in good with Percy and Vex and the family. And Winnie at that point was still being hunted by the Black Hand blood hunters. Also pretty sure Hannah was going to make them blood hunters, and she didn't tell me until I was like, Hannah, Cujo made it worse. I was like, oh no, that was my plan.
Yeah.
You're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But no, so at some point the plan was these fuckers were gonna break into the keep, fucking snatch Winnie out of her bed, and the party was going to find a torn apart room with blood on the windowsill. And then there was gonna be a gentleman who was gonna walk into town because his mistresses told him he needed to come looking. Ephraim Lash, grave cleric to the Raven Queen. Pleased to meet you.
Jesus. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm marking this
Love
down
this.
in my brain.
Yeah. No, his name is
That's-
Ephraim. He's a giant half orc because I love me a big beefy half orc. They're my favorite. I love half orcs.
Wait. Can I
I also
conspire
love
with
big
you?
beefy.
Correct. Can I co-conspire with you? So,
What?
half orc cleric, the Raven Queen,
Mhm.
right? Grave cleric. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe he has a twin brother or something who is a cleric of life to some other, maybe even the Raven Queen herself still. And we represent, and we're twins. We represent the duality. Come on, duality shit is good.
Duality.
crispy.
I love that. I do love that shit. But yeah, no, my backup, which like in the campaign that she was originally from, it was going to be Winnie was going to be gone for a bit, and I was going to play this cleric, and the cleric was going to help them get Winnie back from the blood hunters.
I love it. I love that.
Yeah.
What about
I'm also.
Tony?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go for it.
I have several. I have a bunch. There's Flint. Flint is a fire genasi who's been in and out of the Feywild. He's a
Nice.
gunslinger.
I love a
And,
good. I love a good wordplay for a name.
Yeah, yeah, and Flint doesn't actually have a gun, so his pepper box is this rare mutated garden snake from the Feywild, and its venom. I played this in another campaign that had some Feywild stuff. He was a bounty hunter for Mab, but its venom, because of its mutation, instead of poison, it combusted. So he actually feeds his snake pebbles, and its combustion venom is actually what shoots it out. So he shoots rocks out of a snake.
That's amazing.
Yeah, her name's Petunia. Petunia and Flint. Nice to meet you.
Oh my god. Would we end up having just a whole party of country ass motherfuckers?
Yep.
I'd love to see like, a Texan in a Louisiana and walk into a bar. Everyone's dead. I don't know. There's no end to that joke.
Flint's the one probably the most fleshed out, though. Yeah.
Flint's
I like that. I like it a lot.
Mhm.
I definitely now just have. I'm definitely running with the idea of everybody playing Southern motherfuckers, and like walking into like the Lady Guthmir's like ball or gala or something like that. And you guys are like, the hell is this shit?
What the fuck is this shit about?
if I could actively summon my old Virginia twang, I'd love that. But like, I'm from the north. We don't have accents up there. We're very metro. We're like, hello, hi, welcome to
Forgetting
Virginia.
you're from Virginia. What part of Virginia are you from?
Originally, from Fairfax, the Piedmont region,
Yeah.
about 20 minutes outside DC, 30 with traffic.
Yeah. We're pretty far from each other. I grew up in Williamsburg.
No way.
Parents are still there. Yeah.
Williamsburg. Okay, help me out because it's been 14 years since I've lived in there. Williamsburg. That's it's not Gettysburg.
Bottom,
That's definitely
on the it's like bottom right hand corner on the coast. I live 20 minutes away from that Busch Gardens over there.
Yes, I think I went to Busch Gardens like once before I left.
Yeah. So I was like 3 or 4 hours away from you. It was for like the other side of Virginia. But
Wild.
Yeah, on the coast.
So you were like around, not quite Norfolk, but like around Norfolk. Is that where you're?
there, I was like 30, 40 minutes from Norfolk. My dad worked in
Yeah.
Norfolk.
Dang, small world.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to ask the next one?
So what do we got?
Also-
So,
Oh,
who was it?
Just real quick, pointed out, I am main healer, financial advisor, and team wrangler. All of those are correct.
Yes.
For some reason, I'm the one that's keeping the goddamn budget.
Yup. See, you're
Yep.
you're the budget, but Leo's the money. So it's like CFO and then the treasurer working side by side.
that is funny, isn't it?
Oh my god.
Ridiculous.
Mm.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I have so many questions, by the way.
Give.
So we will not run out of them.
Give.
Also, chat, if you have questions too, open books, please. Well,
yeah, for sure.
It's true.
About anything, honestly.
Oh yeah.
In terms of like Winnie's role in the group, because when I joined, I started to watch from the beginning, and it really seems like almost de facto, just because of his stoic nature, Gideon kind of like led the group a little bit in the beginning. That's what it seemed like to me in the first few episodes. And very much so, in my opinion, Winnie is the one that Basu will always look to before he does anything. And like, did that switch happen right after Gideon left, or did it happen before or after?
I think, and I'll have to like talk with Omega about this, because I think we were kind of the same mind that at a certain point, Winnie and Gideon realized that they were kindred spirits, and both similarly weirdly level-headed in spite of everything. Like, Winnie's from the fucking Feywild, but she's got a good head on her shoulders somehow. She's not a full chaos gremlin, at least not all the time. Every once in a while it peeks out. But I think it was definitely Gideon running things and Winnie sort of stepping in to be, I don't know, like lieutenant almost. And then I think as Omega realized he wanted to shift and do something different, there was a moment where both Winnie and Laura realized, oh no, does that mean I'm in charge? Oh no.
I know.
Oh no.
You're in charge of, let's do a quick roll call on this to really illustrate how dangerous this was. You're in charge of Udazash, putting that out right there. Marcus, the person that we eventually know as Leopold, and your own well-being. So you have a chaos engine, a demon spawn, and a retired mind flayer of sorts, basically, to be like, stop it. We don't touch that. We don't touch that.
Yeah, not to mention an artificer who thus far has done very good about keeping his hands to himself. And then you've got fucking Anaya,
Yeah.
who has picked up a cursed sword.
Look, I'm on Team Anaya all the way. She has done
Oh,
no
me
wrong.
too.
She could do no wrong. I
She has
adore
never-
that psychopath.
Anaya Loomlock has never done anything wrong in her entire life.
Never. We know this. We know this.
We know this and we love her. However, she needs to stop touching shit.
I have to tell you, there was a real temptation where she went to go pay off her tab, and the owner of the bar was going to be missing, and they were going to like find him in a closet somewhere, like mauled and like torn apart, and she was going to know it was her. At the last second, I was like,
That's exactly what I thought what was happening when she went down and couldn't find him. That's exactly what I thought it was happening, and it was comedy gold that you flipped it at the last second. You just like showed up. Like,
yeah.
I really
So
thought
good.
she had murked that dude.
Yeah.
But
It was a situation. I was like, okay, well, I'm already hitting the vibe, and they haven't even found the guy. If I'm hitting the vibe, and like, I don't want like. I like introducing conflict.
We all went there. We all fucking went there, Koopa.
Oh yeah. The setup was perfect. Look, sometimes people get mad like, oh, you didn't like I guess it a mile away. Good. That means I did a good job setting it up for you so you could do that. No, it's 10 out of 10.
But it definitely hit a point where I was like, eh. It's then like if he's dead, then they're gonna worry about their spot at the elf song, and I don't
I was
have
like,
a backup
they're gonna
plan
be
for
like-
where they're gonna
Sleep.
hang out.
Yeah.
You go back to Lady Gothmir's place, like, Mom, we got in trouble with the bar.
Hey, about that. But yeah, I think at some point Winnie realized that it's not that she thinks that everyone in this party is capable and deadly, because they are. She also knows that every single one of you motherfuckers has impulse control problems. Every last one of you motherfuckers has the impulse control of a 4-year-old.
There has to be a science to this. It is in any D&D game ever, there is someone in the party who goes, ooh, shiny, and it is like clockwork. It's so funny. I love it so much.
You want to know the best thing about that 24 insight? At some point, someone's going to be standing in a corner behind Winnie about to pick up something stupid, and you're just going to hear, don't fucking touch it.
Oh, it's like Mom's got eyes in the back of her head kind of thing.
Yes, she fucking does. Put it down.
If someone's going to keep an eye on the whole party, it should be the person with a 20-something, like...
passive insight, passive perception.
Yeah, just...
Oh, man. God.
And I'm going to put you in baby jail because I have like a 20 strength, so it's like
air jail.
There, you. It's right in the air. You don't
no,
do
put it down. Put it down. Drop it. Drop it.
Well, you lucky. I'm putting you down now.
Drop it.
Oh my God.
Every group needs a Winnie.
It's true.
Every group needs a Winnie.
Every group needs a Winnie, and every group needs an Udasash.
Yeah.
Yep. The chaos and the order that get things done.
We need, and that's on balance, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'll ever forget the scene where you guys are in Elturel. You guys killed that wizard in his tower, and there was frustration afterwards, but there was also something between Winnie and Marcus because he went with Asmodeus, and like nobody was talking to anybody. And watching Lauren as Udazash be like, why are you all being so quiet? This is really fucking weird. Can we please talk to each other? Like, what is happening? And watching Lauren as Udazash realize how dumb, in a lot of ways, that approach to addressing conflict is, and watching Udazash rationalize, things are just different up here, I guess. Okay, great. I will wait for you to start talking.
Remember that.
I love that scene so
much. There was a small part of me that wanted to see how long Winnie could just sit there and be kind of like sassy and pissy at Marcus.
And there's Marcus going like, I thought I made the best decision. Me, it was this or Raphael, and I mean, that's better than Raphael. Am I right?
Oh. I love playing Gable, walking in and being like, "All right, so I'm going to." All right, this is nice. I have a question for PJ.
Okay.
The decision to call out to Asmodeus.
Yes.
Was that as Lathander, when you had the conversation with him later, I kind of went with an idea that was like, okay, scare off Raphael by calling on his like fucking boss, right? Like that was where my brain went.
Yeah.
What was the chief motivation in that moment? Like that head like was trying to swallow you whole. Like it had a grip on your arm. What was the motivation to be like, fuck this, Asmodeus, let's do this?
So I think like one, I feel like we were kind of already dancing around the idea before that match. Before that fight, we had the journal that I could write in. The journal would respond, and I think you admitted when we first had that moment there wasn't any real plan yet for where that was going, or maybe you had one. I one upped it. Either way, I was like, it's Asmodeus. So I feel like that was a road we were already going down towards, and I think for Marcus it was a combination of like being in a place that reeked of hell, where he'd never wanted to go back to. Seeing the other demons and devils that he could make deals with, and one that was kind of already testing him, and he was, I think, under a lot of emotional duress for that. And I think he had a moment where maybe if he was a bit more patient, he would not have had the response to reach out for Asmodeus. But I think he was already so resolute that this was going to happen, that I could find the strongest, worst devil in all of hell, and then I'll finally be safe, then I'll finally be free. And when that freedom and safety was physically being threatened, just cut the line and said, F it. Like, I know one day I'm going to want to do this. I don't want Raphael treat me any worse. I'm just going to do it now. And for all those that are curious, the first person he made a pact with was actually a woman named, it's been a while.
Saphara?
Saphara.
I thought it was Saphara.
Yeah. And I don't think we ever really experienced her. I think in my description, so I described her as like Rhea Ripley wearing the dress that Lulu wore in Final Fantasy X, but with horns on her head.
Okay, that's
a clean picture. Got it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's you're right. We didn't really touch on the story beats with Saphara. I kind of saw an opportunity to not only reference obviously the original source material, but also like have it immediately tie in, where it's like, oh well, of course you're not going to deal with her anymore. I'm her superior, so her deal is my deal. I wanted to kind of play around with like, maybe there's a mystery of like, where did she go? Like, what happened there? But it just, we never had like, the beats never lined up in a way where it was like, there was an interest in figuring out what happened to Saphara and why is Raphael taking this over? You know?
Yeah.
And it just sort of ran with it.
I just figured that, like, because I mean, contracts get traded all the time. I just figured at some point Raphael was like, "Hey, I will offer you this much to take over this contract. Thanks, babe."
Yep.
Yeah.
And also, like, let's be real. We have like the model of most story writing is ABC, right? You have your primary story that's going to take the entirety of the season. The B story, which is usually a major character arc that will be growing in a small way, and the C story is the episode, right? ABC structure. When you have an ABC structure model of storytelling with 6 moving parts, you're going to eventually lose a storyline. And I think that's fine. That's normal. It's natural. What matters is if you're going to lose those story beats as it happens, as you know, all things must, what matters is, you know, the A and the B story. How strong is that? And of course we have a strong story. We've made almost 60 episodes. We couldn't do that if we didn't have an interesting story of epic proportions. So, like, that's the thing, right? Like, it's gonna happen. So if it's like, oh, what happened to Saphara? To PJ, doesn't matter. It's not important. Marcus has had a way better story. Learning, you know, the route he's been on, learning to kind of try and bond Asmodeus, hate that, learn to be vulnerable, learn to open up, finally learn to forgive himself for what he's been through, and become a self-made man who is now trying to help others in loving themselves with that magical list of names that he has to redeem effectively.
Yeah. I genuinely, and I mean this like truly and from my heart, I loved the scene where Marcus is talking with Lathander. I love that scene so much because that was like when I was thinking about Lathander's position and like involvement in everything. Originally, when you had help in like warding off Asmodeus for a little bit, I was initially thinking it was going to be the Chronicler. I was like, that's a little too, I don't know. Like, I don't want to water it down too much with Chronicler influence because there's like a meta shit everything too, and like, we don't gotta go down that road. But when I'm looking up information, and I will fully admit, when I'm doing research on like actual established entities or characters or whatever, I do a real quick look, and then I just essentially let my brain go, okay, cool, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then just sort of let it do its thing. So when I saw, I think it was like God of New Beginnings or something like that, for Lathander, I was like, that sounds like the person that you call when you're at your lowest, who can be there to help you find a way past that darkness that you're dealing with. And like in all actuality, that character in that scene, that's like a love letter to all of you fuckers. Like, I love you guys so much, and I always look forward to Fridays because we have so much fun telling these stories. But like, you're important, and I love you guys very much. And I wanted to find a way to introduce a character that was just genuinely like, well, let's sit here and figure out what we got to do. What's holding you back, you know? So yeah, I had a lot of fun with that.
I have follow-up questions for that whole thing.
Okay, go
I
for
also
it.
have a question for the DM.
Go for it, Laura.
So I'm also eating dinner right now. Sorry, y'all.
Salud.
Okay, so that moment of Marcus like finishes the mad mage, and we realize that Raphael has taken the body and is slowly trying to like crawl his way into Marcus's soul. I had one fucking plan, and that was to fucking sacred flame the body.
I mean, it's a valid plan. It's a valid
It's not
plan.
like
It makes
it's
sense.
moving.
It's
Something
true.
would have happened.
It's not like it's moving.
It's
It's,
true.
already dead. It can't
I
really make a
would've-
dexterity saving throw.
I would have probably ruled it because that is radiant damage, that would be enough to like either disrupt or fully like end whatever curse was on that body, so that Marcus's arm would have been free.
Ha
Validation. 40
ha!
episodes
I
later.
knew it was a good idea.
I knew it was a fucking good idea.
You know, and I know I also want to apologize because I know that was probably a little bit of a frustrating choice. But at the same time, like, I think I liked it personally because I was running into a problem with Marcus where I didn't have, like, me the player, I didn't have like a focus for him anymore. Like, I didn't really have at the time like something that I could go, and this is what he's doing. So that really kind of gave me, in retrospect, a lot to play with for a long time. And so, like, I'm really grateful for that. But I'm also really appreciative that everyone was like, we want to save him. Like, yeah, thank you. Oh my God, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tony.
If
Sorry.
there was gonna be an expedition to hell to find that fucking contract, I'll tell you that.
Which sounds epic as hell. Like, what an awesome like one shot or boss fight to like go into.
What if?
Yeah, like a what if. Okay. This is my
I will
question.
Orpheus this shit so fast.
Now, I have a question, but I'm going to propose it now, and then I want to hear Tony's question. We can all answer it later. So we talked about who we would play if we weren't playing us. Okay. What's the AU Darkest Timeline version of your character like?
That's
You know
good.
what I
I
mean?
thought of that.
Yeah, 'cause I
Like,
thought about that.
the
for
bad place?
Yeah, but first, before we answer that, Tony, you had a question to follow up.
Yeah, I did. Because I know you're a paladin boy, and I know from our first game together that Marcus was a paladin. Was it always like when Marcus reaches a point, whatever that was, whether it was a story beat or something, that you wanted to go back to paladin, or did it just happen?
That's funny you mention that because I remember I was talking to Laura a while back, and I really liked the idea that someone could be a fighter and still matter. That someone could be a fighter and be a champion of something. That just because you are a champion doesn't mean you're always a paladin. So I like the idea of being that like pure fighter instinct, maybe mixed in with like monk or barbarian or something. But then I was talking to Cujo, and we were discussing like all the changes happening with Marcus, and the direction with him, I think, was changing. And I was at that point in time where I was like, we both know my heart of hearts, Marcus is going to be a paladin. Let's figure out that oath right now, and we'll do that when the time comes. So
Nice.
it's just something that played itself out. You know what I mean?
I remember the episode right afterwards. I was like, PJ, we got to talk about your build. You guys are fighting the Steel Watch tank under the city, and you I forget how much damage you dealt, but it was enough that I was like,
some odd fucking damage. You basically one-shot the thing, and I think we all looked at you and were like, "Hey, Peach, we love you so much. We got to be able to get some hits in too, bud."
Yeah, no, and that was I remember when we were doing that Asmodeus powers, and it was like, okay, yeah, he gets a smite. I'm like, hell yeah, I get to smite. And I was like, so how are we gonna stat that? Because we're kind of going back and forth between 2014 and 2024. And so I think ultimately the issue is that the choice that we made, we never really got to stress test. We stress tested.
Yeah, we just went
not
right
good.
in.
It was too strong.
Yeah, Hypnotic was almost 400 damage. Yeah, that's
good God.
Yeah.
Can I tell you though, that moment, the moment you hit the shit out of that thing, and then like the following conversations we had as a group, like just the way we all handled it was like one of the first of many times where I was like, oh, this group, I'm super safe here. Like I'm super safe here. Everyone cares about everyone having a good time. And it was just like, wow, like that. It was awesome that like I got to play in a group that was like established and we're doing actual play. But it was like, that was the really highlight moment. I was like, oh God, these guys are like fucking professionals in how to do this and how to do it safely. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm glad I'm here. It was a big moment for sure for all of you. It was cool.
Because I've definitely been there when like something like that happens and it causes a rift and people never recover. And it's like, at that point, it's just your ego. But yeah, it's like, hey guys, he's offering to change everything. Are we still cool? No, you don't trust him. It's like, come on, guy. It's ugly. Tables are a very beautiful and sanctified place, and you'd be surprised where the poison is coming from. It's not always where you think.
For sure.
Yeah. No, and I think the reason that I've managed decently well in the space is because I have a theater background, and oh my God, the egos, baby. The egos, baby, that you run into in theater, not just professionally, but in just fucking community theater. It's like, homie, we're in the fucking cornfields. I need you to chill. I need you to be chill. And yeah, and that's my philosophy. Can we be chill? Like, if we can have a conversation about this, let's have a conversation about this. If I'm having a conversation with you about something that has happened at the table, it's because I value our relationship and I want that to continue as healthfully as possible. If I didn't give a fuck, I wouldn't say a goddamn thing. Yep. Or I'd just leave.
Yeah.
And that's probably where so many tables go wrong.
Yeah.
It's like people don't care enough to say something, you know?
I think similarly to Laura, coming from a professional wrestling background. Oh boy. Yeah. No. I love professional wrestling. I love what it has done for me.
It's theater.
In helping to shape me. It really is theater. But it's
theater that will potentially fuck up your spine.
Oh. It's theater that'll fuck up your spine, run by a lot of really terrible people. Love you, wrestling, but I'm calling it like it is.
No, I'll say it. Fuck you, TKO. Get wrecked. Fuck you.
Oh my God.
I'll fucking say it.
You know you fucked up as a company when you've ruined the #1 grossing profitable PLE of all time. You've ruined WrestleMania? You fucked up, Ron. I'm just saying that. TKO dropped the ball.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
What were you saying? Sorry, Cujo. I had to. I fucking hate them.
That was essentially the message there. Darkest timeline versions of your characters.
Yeah, the darkest timeline AU. While you think about that, I'm gonna get another beverage.
Oh, you're good. We also have one from Koopa after this.
Koopa, thank you for carrying the out of table questions. You're a real one, homie.
Yeah,
Koopa, Hypnotic has like called back on. Hypnotic's been watching since like episode 1. So Hypnotic, huge shout out to you. Bruh. You're the bomb, and Koopa, you're a goddamn delight. Thank you so much for being there.
Yeah, I'm seeing Hypnotic answer all the questions of things I say. I'm like, oh shit, they know their shit. That's crazy.
Hypnotic, I think you might be our unofficial lore keeper, dude.
Yeah.
It's true. It's kind of true.
Oh god, darkest timeline. I mean, darkest timeline for Wendy, she would have ended up in that fucking coven. But if for some reason the if the Red Teeth never found her, if shit went really sideways, I think she would have stepped up to become the champion. And just cut herself off from humanity.
Yeah, I remember we were having a conversation after that where the champion was like alluding to like, I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this. And I really like where this has gone instead of like where my brain was going, because you did kind of call it out. I was like, so we're just doing Vaxeldan again? I was like, fuck.
I'm not, First of all, I didn't want to just repeat the same storyline. Second of all, like, as fucking cool as the idea of the champion is, suddenly Winnie would be immortal. Her human heart, her human soul would be no more. She would be a celestial. Yeah. And she would suddenly be something other to the party.
I actually, just thinking about this and thinking like if this is the darkest timeline and you chose being the champion, I actually have this thought of for anybody who played Diablo 3, there was an expansion where there was an angel, but they were like the angel of death.
Oh, yes.
Where like you don't see their face, you just see the devastation that they cause around them, purely because they're satisfying their purpose. That's the vibe that I think would like emanate off of we got to do it. We got to do a what if one shot for this show.
I mean, here's the thing. We're getting into Endgame, and that girl's got a plug. She's got a plug into one of the most powerful entities in the Pantheon. I'm not saying she's gonna take the mantle, but we've seen her give over control before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No.
Just say it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I think Winnie has like such a an outward reach to everybody, like instinctively, and to see that like flipped is terrifying. Like someone who's willing to reach out to someone for nefarious purposes as much as Winnie reaches out for helpful purposes is really scary. Especially with deity stuff behind them.
I think I have an idea of what Basu's darkest timeline would be like, but I want to hear it from Tony.
So Basu was a character I was going to play in a different campaign, and was very close to what Dark Basu would be. So Basu is actually short for basura, which is Spanish for junk or trash. And so the idea was like the worst part, darkest side of Basu is kind of like Junkrat from Overwatch, where he would it would be anarchy, and it honestly wouldn't take much to get him there. It's like another loss like his sister, I think, would really push him over there. But another part of I guess this is like a side tangent on Clippy. The reason like he was hesitant with Clippy and he was hesitant on Winston is because ever since the Steel Watch thing, Basu doesn't enjoy making things that can do things on their own, that have their own autonomy and sentience, because he cannot control what he builds and what they do if it hurts things. So Clippy is kind of like a healing moment for him. But Darkest would be little automatons that exploded, like full, like scary, like terrorism almost like things, like just finding sneaky ways to hide cute toys into people's places, and they actually
So he turns into Jinx.
Yeah, I guess so, right? Shit. Yeah, very Jinx-like. Whatever breaks him from being his cute little teddy bar itself is there's a Jinx behind there somewhere for sure.
I also feel like the Trickster, like when Mark Hamill played the Trickster on the Flash show. You know what I'm talking about? Does that ring a bell?
Oh yeah. Fucking Mark Hamill. That's one of his, in my opinion, one of his best roles. Absolutely, very trickster. Like when it just becomes like full. I don't care about anybody's safety, and hypnotic. Absolutely. Like I think not caring about the his connection to machines anymore, he would be half machine himself, for losing fingers and legs from his own toys and stuff. That's dark basura.
It's a little terrifying, I'm not gonna lie. It's a little scarier than what I thought it was gonna turn
Literally,
into.
I thought about, it's funny that you asked that, because the first time I thought about him was after the last fight, because he had made the connection how much Marcus reminds him of his sister. If he would have lost Marcus there, I think it would have been pretty bad for him.
Oh,
It would have been pretty bad for him.
Thank God for that tattoo. I swear.
Yeah.
Listen, if Marcus had gone down,
Yeah.
ooh, buddy, you think Winnie gets a little creepy when she's cold?
Yeah, this theoretical would have become more reality for sure.
Mm.
oh boy.
Oh, man.
What about you, Marcus? What's scary Marcus?
It's scarier, Marcus.
What's the scary version of the pit fighter from hell?
That's the hard one, because I feel like he was, much like all of us, he was already on that path, and the good stories we're getting is only because he made that deal with Safari to get off that path and get here. But I think it's like one of three fantasies in my brain, right? One, he's in the arena so goddamn long he becomes a pit fiend and is trapped in that arena forever. He's a mindless killing machine. The second one is he gets out of the arena and then becomes a high-ranking officer again under Zariel and becomes the cruelest warlord in hell to keep making this woman happy. And then the other one, again, shower idea, so grain of salt. Marcus, king of hell. He gets so good at killing devils that he goes all the fucking way and rules all of hell with all the contracts that Asmodeus has been stealing for epoch after epoch.
Wood.
That's crazy, actually. That makes a lot of sense.
Just the most diabolical Cajun trickster, like just absolute huckster status, sitting on the chair, one leg over, he's like, welcome to hell, mon ami. Nothing much left to see except you and me. What do you know?
That's crazy.
That's fucking wild work, babe.
And it makes so much sense. I feel like Marcus has so much charisma and charm, but it's almost like he doesn't know he has that charisma and charm. It just happens and he kind of like fuddles through it. But like the scary side of Marcus is understanding his charm and using it for nefarious.
Oh, the
It's the most
absolute
devil shit
minute
ever.
Marcus Hellhammer realized he was hot shit, it's over. It's
Yeah.
fucking over for everyone.
Well,
Yeah.
what's funny is I think the only like true NPC to be like, no, ish was Shale.
Shale's the
first
only thing
interaction.
keeping him here.
Yeah, Cheryl's like, oh God, if I were susceptible to horrible pickup lines, then I'd be all over you. But
The
That
very
was
first interaction,
so good.
I remember was, I think your exact words were, "Oh, great, a line, just what I needed to hear right now." I remember that. And Marcus was like, "Let me start over."
yeah. I love playing bitchy Shale so much. There's another clip I go back and watch. What
We have a CB.
Hello.
Hello, buds.
I
How'd the show
literally
go? How'd the show go?
just walked in the house. Great. And there are things I can't say on camera, but great.
Oh boy.
Okay, all right.
Not a bad
Yay.
thing. Just funny.
Okay, good. We were talking. Actually, I genuinely want to hear Omega's answer. For
Me
this one.
too. I've been thinking about it a lot.
What is
The
this?
question was, what is
Go back here.
what
Maybe
is
come back.
the darkest timeline version of your characters? Like what changes? What
We're in the
direction
bad
do they
place.
go? Yeah.
I'm very interested in it because Leo
I mean,
is always teetering on it.
Leopold's.
Yeah. Well, let's start with Gideon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gideon Dark Path.
Our BG3 evil run.
Yes.
I gotta think about this because he wants the best for his students. He wants the best for Illithor. He wants the best for everyone. And if the world doesn't let that happen, he is an acolyte of ambition. He knows how to make it happen, and he can force it if he needs to. His charisma is off the charts. He is a bard. I mean, Gideon Dark would be probably truly turning Blackstaff into a school of training those to make sure folks never get taken advantage of. Making it is kind of teaching the kids young and teaching them to stand up for themselves any means necessary. He would not be a tyrant, but he would be a teacher, and he would be a very persuasive teacher. And backed by the god of ambition. I mean, I don't think it's an evil storyline, but I do think it's if you get in his way, if you think you control or have the rules in your favor, that's not true, because I will literally bend those rules to make sure that my people are okay. And by my people, I mean everyone who doesn't have a say. And so in that case, it would be a little dark. But he's just a good man. I don't see Dark Gideons would scare me. Leo. I mean, I don't think Leo's not going down a bad. Leo's not going down an evil path.
An evil printer jam.
He's not. He's not going down an evil path. He's going down a necessary path. And that, most villains think what they're doing is good. So maybe it's still villainous, maybe, but he's not evil. He's not bad. But actual Dark Leo would kill the gods. Starting there. Well, let me rephrase that. He would kill any god who thinks they are better. Or no, he would not kill, he would take their power.
Yep. He would feast.
Every god has a tadpole in a different way, and he would consume it. Every god has a brain, and every brain can get eaten. And that would be a problem. And it's not that he's not going down that path, but he's so tired of the higher ups dictating everything that we do. We have a goddess trying to take over the world. We have other gods not really saying anything about it. Jurgel's cool. Jurgel's fine. But Zariel, Tiamat, Asmodeus, like, y'all can choke. Like, fight me or not. And there's a world where if he gains enough power, that could happen. So who knows? His brain will be elder at one point.
I had a follow-up question because I'm curious. I think the reason why I thought he's kind of playing on the path is because the influence of Psy. What does Dark Leo look like without Psy's influence? Hypnotic kind of almost said the same thing. Like, what would he be if he wasn't a Scion? And what would the darkest version of him be if he wasn't a
He'd be a time wizard, and that's worse.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just in case the chat doesn't know or have forgotten, Leo started as a Quanergy wizard. In his backstory, Roderick is a Quanergy wizard / blade singer, which is scary. I don't know, face. So he would be a time wizard, and Dark Leo as a time wizard who thinks he doesn't have any more time would create it. And that's scary.
Terrifying.
I think, and truthfully, in that regard, I run a Discord space. I run a big D&D world, and my BBEG, and I use it in quotations because he's not actually bad, nor is he actually a boss. He's a boss. Is essentially a personification of time who started as a time wizard. So that's very much what I think Leo would be. There's a very cool picture that I can actually post in our chat that would be the starting point of that, because it's kind of effed. It's a picture I found and I loved it because it is a person seeing their past, but it's also a person seeing their future at the exact same time.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'll just have to find it, but it's one of my favorite things and it inspired. But so yeah, I think Leo Time Wizard Dark Path would erase people from existence.
Okay. So we've got Time Wizard who becomes essentially an aspect of the God of Time. We've got Marcus, King of Hell. We've got Winnie, Angel of Death, and Basu, who becomes Jinx, but worse.
Becomes
So good.
Jinx.
Jinx from Arcane.
Now,
oh hell.
now,
Uh-huh.
Tony, I had a thought when you're talking about like what your worst version of boss would be, and obviously I don't want to like step on your toes because it's your version, but that's really kind of like I think kind of a cool idea where he gets desperate enough and starts building bigger and worse machines, and he gets to a point where he needs a power cell for the biggest, worst machine, and then he becomes the Infernal Watch, the Infernal Titan.
No! Oh my God,
With all
that's
the
so great.
extensions of not an alchemist, why am I artificer, but all the power of a hell engine strapped to like a mech warrior, effectively.
I could see that if things with Bertrand went different. Like I think if he really like saw what Bertrand was trying to spit at him and really fell down that, and if he had to kill you all, I could see that being an inevitability.
We've got another question from Koopa. Koopa would like to know, where are y'all characters going to be in episode 100? Yes, it's vague.
I mean, this depends on
So many things.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let someone else take the charge on this because
I can't answer that question. What episode are we on right now?
56?
I
hold on.
don't think I can answer that question because
The
Leo's
last-
about to go get some tadpoles, and that's gonna be.
Oh boy.
I guess-
okay, I'll say this. My last note I have is episode 53. I might have missed a few with
Okay.
stuff.
No, you're fine. It might be 53. Just check YouTube. What am I doing?
I mean, at this point, Winnie's personal arcs have been completed.
53.
So as far as she's concerned, the task now is build this thing that can kill a risen goddess and get her done. Get her done. Get her done.
Get her done.
Get her done.
Episode 100. It is very vague because I immediately think of like a huge time jump. And in terms of a huge time jump, I think Basu could become a paladin if he really decided to, like, you know, I am following in his sister's footsteps, but then decides like, no, these are my footsteps. But I also see him like not being an adventurer anymore and him kind of retiring and like building gear for adventurers and heroes. That's kind of where I see Basu. It's a big
I really do like the everything else about him is the same.
Anymore. Yeah.
but he's got like the huge
Yeah.
mustache that covers like his
Bushy
whole mouth.
mustache.
Yep, the World of Warcraft gnomes with their gigantic
Yes.
goofy stashes.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
I do like the idea of like Basu enjoying his retirement, which is not really retirement because he's just making items and making weapons and stuff.
Yeah. Making Winnie's and Marcus's kids first. adventuring gear and stuff
Oh
like
my
that. That would
God.
be his like
Oh my god.
high in the sky retirement. If if he doesn't die.
If he does, yeah, no. If we fucking survive this shit,
Yeah.
I think for Marcus it also depends because like, so when I hear episode 100, my brain does two things: like, what do I think is going to be happening at that point versus what my end game is, right, for the whole story.
Mhm.
So if we're not wrapped up by episode 100, I imagine we're going to be doing the big bad, fighting Tiamat, ending that story, and hopefully along the way fighting Zalriel. I think that's going to be a terrific boss fight, and I'm so sorry that I put that on our plates. So
Don't have to
assuming
apologize to me.
I'm apologizing to everyone else because she has a rough stat block. But so if Winnie's alive or on this plane and has not like ascended or whatever, I would imagine / hope that Winnie and Marcus would like move into a really cool witchy kind of bog area and have like a swamp life with all kinds of just leave us alone and the two sloppy dogs and everything else. If Winnie is for whatever not in the equation for whatever reason, I think he's gonna go full into like the retired biker vibes. Like he's gonna go back to his you know what I mean, like tattooed parlor and bar, and he's just gonna be like trying to be like the best and worst example for everyone in town. Never starting fights, but finishing every single bar fight and just becoming like Baldur's Gate's biggest uncle, and then just retire, Dusty Trail style, just vanish.
he's gonna be that level 20 adventurer that some plucky young group comes across.
Yep.
that retired bastard.
He's gonna have like the worst oh god, handlebar mustache and beer gut. He's like,
Gross.
yeah, exactly. But like at that stage, he's got to have NPC
No.
vibes. I'm sorry, but handlebar mustaches are NPC vibes. That's just the law.
All right.
Yeah, and it's also one of those things where, yeah, it depends on what route Leo ultimately goes down. And I mean, I know some things, but it just depends because without spoiler territory, there is a major chance Leo outlives everyone, potentially other than Winnie. And that just depends on how what Winnie does, how much they lean into death and their goddess and all these things and the champion, and just depends on how much their life gets expanded. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't see a world where Leo settles because I don't know if he thinks he can. And that's a hard pill to swallow. Especially with what I think is going to happen with him. I just don't see that happening, so I don't know. He was dealt a really rough hand, and now this is a life he has to live.
Do you, and I have a quick follow-up question. Do you think that there would be any impact to that ideal quote-unquote ending to this story if Mishka and Kellen both were like, but we're here. Like, we're here with you. Like, does their proximity influence that end goal and that journey?
I think so, for sure. He loves them, and it's a very strange thing. Humanoids are humanoids, and that's fine. We don't see orcs or tieflings or dragonborn as anything but just being another person with two legs. So we don't look at anything different. But he is a squid.
He is a squid.
He is a squid. He is an aberration, and that just does change some things. And I don't know what their end goal is. Leo loves them with all his heart, and he would never want to see them hurt. And you want to talk about Dark Leo? If they get hurt,
Fair.
he's mind blasting everybody. Noted. Yeah, but I think I don't know if they can change his mind, but I don't know. 'Cause I don't like to say this is going to happen because the role play and the situation and the dice are going to ultimately show and tell what the story needs to be. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
We did get a question, and oh my god, real quick, thank you for jumping on after performing and
After
immediately
the
hopping
whole
on.
fucking
So and,
show.
Yeah, dude.
and like not missing a beat and jumping into questions. If we could pivot if you would like.
Professional.
Hypnotic asked, "What is your backup or second character or third
Leo's my
character?"
second character.
Yeah, the third.
I don't want to reveal a backup character I have. So no, here's the truth. Here's the truth. If Leo were to permanently die, I at this moment don't know if there is a third. I also would not go back to Gideon. I think Gideon works perfectly as a NPC who's kind of like more than an NPC, but not a PC. He is not necessarily the Essex because that's Shale, but he's more like he's like the Allura.
Solid.
Yeah, like and I love that for him. I have an idea. It would just depend. It would depend. It would kind of hurt to have to like start a new character. But I do. I will say I will give a hint. If I were to play a new character, they would love people. I know that's such a vague hint, but they would be a very good friend. That is all I can say.
I don't know why I view that as ominous. I don't think it is. but
That
my
sounds like
brain's
a threat.
yeah. I love people.
That is a
For dinner.
vague threat.
Second hint, not charisma caster.
Caster at all?
Technically.
Okay.
A
Okay.
necromancer?
I mean, it's not a technical. I would not flavor it as magic, but it would be magic.
Here's the thing. I know what it is.
Of course you fucking
Of
knew.
course you do.
I know what it is because we were chatting about stuff and it came out and it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Well,
Are there
how
any
about we
questions I missed? Or we can, yeah.
I was just gonna say we'll take a quick 5-minute break for bio breaks and stuff, and we jump back on.
Yeah.
Are we cool with that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
All right, then chat, give us about 5-ish minutes. We could do the bio break thing. We'll be back for more questions. Think of more questions for us to answer. Be right back, everybody. Hello again, everyone. So, a recap. We asked a bunch of questions and learned about ourselves. But real quick note, something that egg on my face, as some of you saw just at the tail end of our Be Right Back screen, we have updated art for our beloved Winifred, who does not have the crown of thorns upon her head anymore.
The Elder Cross is gone.
Yeah. The art, as I mentioned at the top of the episode, is done by Dubious Artiste. You can find them on Instagram. They're a phenomenal artist. They've done all of the art for Baldur's Gate. They've done it for Tales of the Valiant and just recently Destiny's Path. All of their stuff is incredible. And if you look next to our portraits, I keep doing that. It's over here. We have a goal to raise money to gather some more art for future projects for the channel. So if you feel like supporting the channel and supporting an artist who does all of this stuff by hand and doesn't use AI, yes, I said it, then check out that Ko-Fi link, which is right here. We have some pretty fun stuff planned for the rest of this year. So your support is appreciated. We love you. But I'm gonna kind of turn to our party. What burning questions do you have? I know Tony said he has 1 million, but
I do have 1 million.
Tony, go
what do
for
you
it.
guys want?
And this is mostly because I wasn't around for this, so that's where a lot of these questions come from. It's just stuff that's happened before I was a part of it. Omega, because as far as I understood, the switch from Gideon to Leo was voluntary. Was it what percentage of that was like, I want to check out this cool Scions class, versus like you wanted a better fit for the party, or what was the mindset like that started wanting you to do that decision?
Truthfully, I realized that, and I think things have changed now. And I want to say, when I say that, this is not like a hit or like a negative thing. It just is what it is. This was a very combat loving group at the beginning of this campaign, and Gideon just was not doing anything in combat. And there was a lot of times where Marcus basements would like take people out, or Uda's ass would take people out, or Winnie would come up with the urgent blast and take people out, and I'm like, Gideon's like, I'll give you a bardic inspiration. And that's fine. I don't mind. I love a support character, but he was less of a support character, more just like a wallflower until the end of combat, when he came into play with like detecting thoughts and like getting information and blah, 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 doing the bar thing afterwards. And I loved the class, a subclass that I built for him. I loved everything. I just quickly realized that he wasn't fitting this dynamic like I wanted him to. And I am a firm believer of like, if something's not fitting, especially at the beginning, shift. Do not force yourself to do something that's not bringing you joy. And he just wasn't. On top of that, I love what happened with this character. He is honestly one of my favorites now. His arc into becoming basically a dad to Illithor, I didn't expect that. I did not see that coming at all. I knew that he was a teacher and he would have favorite students, but I didn't expect one of those students to stay, nor did I expect one of those students to become so attached and he become attached. And then there's a level of, I can't be an adventurer while I'm dealing with an underage minor who's barely coming to their own, and oops, also a draconic sorcerer, one of the things Tiamat needs. I was like, there's no way in hell he lets Illithor stay, but there's also no way in hell he lets Illithor be by himself. So Gideon had to go. And I also, like, it's out of character. I was like, I don't feel comfortable now suddenly being in charge of, I'm now not playing my character as his adventurer. I'm playing a caretaker who has to be thinking about this minor every second. Again, love the story, but I couldn't make that be what he was. The Scion wasn't even out when I made this idea. When I shifted, I just knew that I wanted an idea of, like, I didn't want someone with like an enhanced tadpole, because we like stressed it from the beginning. That's not the story. And Leo will never really have an enhanced tadpole, because again, I don't want to be that thing with the Emperor and all that, I was just like, what happened to those who kind of were left behind? Like the Battle of Baldur's Gate happened, and a lot of people were displaced because of it. A lot of them got infected. Some of them died, most of them died. But what happens? And this is a world of what ifs. So I was like, hey, Gujo, what happens if someone was starting to change and then the elder brain died? Do they still have part of their, like, them? Like, what is that? So that's where Leo came out of. It wasn't I want to play an elephant. It was what happens when you are now a monster, and how do you keep going from that? And you're such a young person. That was really the energy I had with Leo and what I was excited to explore. But yeah, so it was all me. No one else had any, like, I was just like, hey, Cujo, I love Gideon, but I just think with this kid, with the show, with how we're going right now, he's just not giving anything, and that's not fun. It's not always fun to, especially he would typically go last in combat, and then by the time he gets there, it's kind of done. And I was like, all right, well, fuck my drag, I guess. You know, and again, I love where he's become now, but yeah, it was fully a me thing.
That's so interesting because we were talking about earlier about like because before joining I had watched like the first 10 episodes and seeing Gideon's role in the party and seeing like then jumping back into playing with you guys that Winnie like actually kind of taking the lead, and then when Gideon came back in that last episode, it was so cool because I didn't see all of the episodes with Gideon, but I felt all of the episodes with Gideon, and how like it was a very proud father older brother moment, and it was really cool because it was like I got what I needed to get from a lot of that time in that moment. It was really special. So that's surprising to me because it feels like Gideon really I like you said he fits exactly where he should be, it feels like. Yeah.
And I think something that's also cool is, and I'm not saying it wouldn't have happened, but it didn't surprise me that with Gideon gone, Winnie and Udazash got closer. Not saying they wouldn't have been closer, but like now that is a sisterhood that we really got to see. And I think if Gideon would have stayed, we would have seen more of Gideon and Winnie being like a brother and sister. Because he cares, he loves that girl. Not saying he doesn't love everybody else, but like that's just that he was like, I'm going to protect you. You are the little sister I've never had. And that's still true, whether I'm playing him or not, you know? And I really loved that dynamic, and it's just kind of cool to see, like, with him out of the picture, how these other dynamics have grown. I personally think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think Gideon's the officiant for Winnie and Marcus's wedding.
Yes,
without question. Honestly, well, and to like step above that, if for some reason like Winnie's father hadn't survived, Gideon would be the one walking her down the aisle. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
We're supposed to cry in the Talkback.
Ilithor would be the ring bearer.
Oh my god. Wait, can I
Does that make Basu the flower? No.
No, here's what
Basu's probably the best man.
Clippy's
Basu's
the
best
ring
man.
bearer, or Clippy's the flower girl, for sure.
That's so cute, but I want to pull a D cup. I want a deep cut. I want Soldier to come back as the flower person.
Oh,
he's
so
just
good.
a little.
They walk, they bloom, and then they just shake them off. They walk.
Yeah.
Exactly. Soldier.
Oh
Oh my
man.
goodness.
That teeny little throwaway character that I very quickly realized, okay, no, this little thing's adorable. I'm trying to think. What do you think the extended universe characters are up to right now? Because we've done many
Varys
one shots.
trying not to die.
Well, yeah, obviously, like the water deep, they've got some shit to deal with Archon right now.
We're cooking a goddamn revolution in Waterdeep, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Here for it.
I would love to answer this question, but I typically was GMing, so.
That's true.
Correct.
I feel like Papa Augie Mogbog is definitely just trying to keep the peace and create massive like protection spheres. Just like, all right, everyone, I know things are scary right now, but I tell you what, we're gonna be a-okay here. The Hedge Knight. Why am I blanking on his name?
He's the one with the fucking cow. Yes.
Cow. Yep.
Oh.
Baron.
The coup.
Baron.
Yes, with my baby coup. That's my best friend and my baby coup. That's my Baron right there. Dad, stop chewing on that. He would just be hedge knighting with the best of them, just like living out, being a poor knight, taking care of his giant stinky cow, and going on adventures as much as he could. And as for Tenderford Billingham, the Dragonborn who's not a Dragonborn cleric, who's not a cleric, he is just as confused as you are. He kind of wakes up in the middle of an adventure, and oh man, I hope he gets home one day.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you, Ray Romano.
Laura, I'm an adventurer, Laura.
That's fucking weird. That's just weird for me. Verity is probably, like I said, just like, I think Verity has gone like full guerrilla warfare in Waterdeep. Is like, because they know the city, they know the campus as well as anybody, so they're the one who's like guiding people in the back alleys and shit, and just sniping Archon's little foot soldiers, full just Viet Cong style.
Yeah.
Full guerrilla warfare, baby. Desiree is living happily with her husband Carson in Baldur's Gate. Maybe traveling out to El Terrell to take shit for for Nine Finger. Doing missions, running shit, getting that sweet coin. Puck continues to run around, take people's faces at the gate, and take shit that doesn't belong to them. Just
love it.
As their namesake, just a tiny ball of changeling chaos.
I love it.
Oh boy. Oppo. I haven't thought about Oppo in a minute.
And Jack's dead, so.
Oppo, I think, is trying to be a good soldier. His whole life has been thrown into like he's supposed to be. His parents raised him up to do the apocalypse. He only knows how to cast destruction magic, and I think he's trying his best to help everyone, and he's taking it as an opportunity to defend Waterdeep and make people less scared of him. He's trying to do the Messiah thing, but he doesn't know how to talk to people well, so he's being a good soldier listening to Gideon. And then Bourgeoisita.
Mm-hmm.
Bourgeoisita. I think Bourgeoisita is gleefully or acts ignorant on the whole situation. I think she is going around Baldur's Gate, doing shows, trying to provide some sort of levity for people who are freaking out about Tiamat's imminent return. Being fabulous while she does it.
Of course.
Dustin's still in Marcus's necklace.
I technically do have one person, Catus, who is my little cat shit, who's still just being a little cat, going around being like, yes, you're nothing, you're lesser, and I don't care about you unless you give me milk or tummy rubs, but not too much.
Until then, I barf in your shoes.
No, he's not. That's not
absolutely
his
besties.
energy. Oh yeah. Like uppies, please. Thank you. You're lucky I actually said the P word this time.
Next time I
What
won't
a
be
cat.
so polite. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Mazakith is in the wind. We don't know where he's at. We don't know if he's actually on a path of redemption or not. He's probably trying to fucking hide out as best he can.
He better.
And for Bilford, I don't know. I feel like that's touching just a teeny bit on possible spoiler territory. So I can't really talk about that.
That told me everything I need to know.
Yep.
Yep.
Spoke volumes. With so
Bilford just is Tiamat. Hey guys.
Oh my god. The great twist.
He's
All
the
5 heads are like,
replacement
oh, hello
head.
there. Welcome to Apocalypse
guys.
Armageddon.
To answer Hypnotic, question for you: do you see this being an alternate universe Tiamat to the Tiamat in Captain Robert's game? So I I actually am gonna really kind of lean on Omega here, who's serenading their Red Bull or twitching from the Red Bull.
No, I was shaking in my head.
Yeah, I mean, I basically, when it came time to do the show, I had seen Omega's post about, I have a subclass that I want to do, but it has to be in a post Baldur's Gate 3 like storyline. And I was just like, you know what? Screw it. I love this game. Let's do it. I hadn't even finished it yet. I was like, let's do it. And I remember thinking like, okay, well, if this is post Baldur's Gate 3, I can't use really any of the antagonists from the video game unless one of them survived, but that doesn't make any sense given the plot, right? So I wanted to figure out what like iconic D&D villain to run with. And I was like, well, I could do Vecna, but there's already a book about Vecna. That's already a thing. You know, I was like, I could try Zariel, but I don't know a ton about Descent into Avernus. I could maybe do some references or whatever. I don't really know what I'm doing. But then I was like, I was really thinking about it, and I did a Google search because again, this is my first time running an official Wizards setting campaign. And then like the first thing that popped up was Tiamat. And I was like, and I remember thinking of, and it was described at the end of episode 1, I think. No, episode 2, when you guys captured the Cult of the Dragon cultists and did the deep dive into their mind and saw what was coming. That thing I described of Tiamat's wings like blotting out the horizon, like her gigantic form crawling out of the mountains. That was what I thought of when I was like, I think it has to be Tiamat. And I did a little bit of digging and it was like, oh, she's stuck in Avernus. Okay, maybe we can loop in Zariel in on this. And I think that thought came when PJ pitched Marcus and it was like, perfect. Hand in hand, Tiamat and Zariel, the duo from hell. So I mean, I know I literally got a text from Omega today about some of the shit that's going on with Tiamat and Bahamut in Robert's game. I have not followed their campaign. All the love to Robert, though. Robert is a delightful human.
They are majorly different, and I think that's the cool thing. I think I love seeing how people how to say this. A big thing that people forget is that while there is canon, quote unquote, every story is your own and you're allowed to shift what you need to shift in order for your story to be what it needs to be. The Tiamats, I'm not gonna say they're entirely different, but they're different. They're very much different. For instance, and I don't think it is like this here, but in Robert's game, typically Tiamat and Bahamut are like siblings. They're two halves of a whole. In Robert's game, they're not siblings, they're lovers or were lovers. And that dynamic changes a big aspect of what they do and what they are doing and what's going to happen, et cetera, et cetera. Not that here. I mean, definitely massive. She's arguably one of the most popular gods in D&D lore, and I think that massiveness is very apparent in both, but I think they're pretty different, and that is okay.
Yeah, I also love the idea of us finding, getting a hold of Bahamut and being like, "Hey, can you help us with your fuck ass sister?" Bro,
Bahamut's like, oh, if she's doing some dumb shit, oh god, well, God, give me 5 minutes.
all right, okay.
Hey, Bahamut, have you heard?
There you go.
Yeah, no, to do a direct response to that, there's a thing that you guys can go and do pretty much whenever, and it will take you to the potential audience. But
Yeah, no, we've got a bead.
you got some stuff.
I got a bead.
16. Let me get over 100 hit points, and then we can talk.
Well,
We're only going
we're
up
gonna
to level 20. We can't go above that to get you over 100 hit points.
That's vicious.
I don't think 2024 has epic levels.
Wait,
Bullshit it. We could bullshit it. We could
could
just take levels from other classes and just keep stacking them. Yeah, baby.
Omega, you have
Fuckers.
been asked because the rest of us fucking fessed up about it. What are your played hours for Baldur's Gate 3?
One moment. I've not played in so long. Let me open Steam.
Yep.
Give me 2 seconds.
Yep.
I had to do the same thing. Yep.
While you're doing that, I'll vamp for a little bit. So we're talking about how much HP our friend here has. I was like, let's wait for Marcus to get to 200 HP. I look, 224. How the fuck did I get that much HP?
Yeah.
I wish
Allie.
I had 224. I do not have to. I have.
I
believe I have. Let me not lie. Current Leo sheet.
224 is crazy.
Current Leo sheet. I have 95.
Oh Jesus!
I'm almost there.
Ass crackers. Okay.
And Steam is open. I have 335 hours.
That is respectable. That is
Okay.
respectable.
So
Very good.
I need I need to regurgitate something I said because I gave mine first. I was like, oh, I don't know. There's a lot of time. 185. And then they said their numbers.
What are
I believe
y'all
it went
numbers?
Tony, PJ, and Laura. Tony.
I'm just gonna-
I still have it up. 638.4.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go, Laura? You're making a.
No, you go. I
Okay.
posted the screenshot in our chat, CB.
Oh, this I gotta see.
That is more than I heard you the first time.
What?
That's more than
Right?
I remember what you said.
Yeah.
Wow. So I was going to say, if you don't count the first run I did on my friend's PlayStation 5, I'm at approximately 500 hours because I've gotten about 60 to 100 in and then had to restart because of bad mod. So I'm like approximately 500-600. Babe, you conquered Baldur's Gate. You are the gate.
Shut up.
1,850.9 hours. So we basically just need to have
77 days.
Laura
Did the
play
math.
Baldur's Gate 3 for 10 more minutes to get that to a solid number.
Listen, there was a stretch of being stuck at home and being sick and being incredibly depressed. So that'll do it.
Well, I did the math, and that's about 2.5 months worth of Baldur's Gate time.
Jesus Christ.
77 days.
Love.
Oh my god.
Love.
Tony, what other questions you got?
Oh God. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, which one of you do I want to find out more? Actually, for the DM, I'm curious about like the different ways you wanted to introduce Basu and Anaya. Like when you had this group quite established and quite connected, and you asked a lot of our input, but what were some of the different ways you wanted to introduce both of us that you may have not done that?
I did have the idea of deleted the thing.
I thought I was looking up like that. Oh,
I don't need my shame sitting there in a fucking group chat.
Got rid of it. That's
no shame,
crazy.
pride. That's something to
Yeah.
be proud of.
That's a power
I'm gonna
move.
What's
brag
up,
about that,
Raiders?
people.
Some dicey decisions.
I think for Basu was a little bit more difficult. In that, like, I wanted there was a thought of having something more like direct in terms of Basu's backstory that I was thinking of, like when the second chances came up from the sewers after meeting Mako and everybody, that they would hear of like rogue steel watch that were in the city somewhere, and then the party would then probably mobilize to go and handle it, because either on one side, you know, is it a steel watch that has been corrupted, like the Elder Brain's done, like what is piloting these things, or on the other side of things, sort of similar to the vein of what story they had just done, of like seeing individuals who are still around after the Elder Brain died. Is it a steel watch that is like purposeless? It's venturing through the city unsure of where it was supposed to go. And I had a thought of trying to like do that and then also loop you in at the same time, because like you would obviously want to know where the thing was. But then it was also like in my heart, when it comes to introducing players and they're like waiting in the wings, my first instinct is like, I want them to jump in and have fun. Like I want them to just jump in and have fun. And like as deeply connected as it would have been to introduce you that way as Basu, I honestly and truly do love that Basu was just kind of just starting to like dip his toe back into coming into town, because then, you know, you can explore that uncomfortability of being within these walls, and then to immediately meet the chronicler who's like, I know where you're supposed to go, right over there.
Yeah.
And like the chronicler being an extension of myself, being like, I know you're going to have a wonderful time with those individuals.
It felt very special.
Right over there.
It really did.
Yeah. For Anaya, I really, because we were keeping Anaya's ball spawn nature a secret, I was really very much vibing off of what Meadow had in mind. And given that Anaya understands her nature when she goes to sleep, and has found her own way to curb it, you know, I don't know that there was really any other way, because I don't think that Anaya would have willingly been like in a very populated area like a tavern or a you know, an open garden or anything like that, because then you're around people, and when she goes to sleep, people die, and then that's just causing so much more problems. She's already being, you know, hounded by Kane and that whole group beneath the city. So I really kind of went along with Meadow's plan to just like have her be under the city and then maybe bump into the party there, and it worked out that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if the ball spawn nature weren't as constant, 100% they would have just been like in the elf song, like in the middle of like finishing up a portrait before you guys would walk in. And I fully imagine, because I know Meadow and I know how like immediately she would pick up on it, be like, I must paint you. If you could please all just arrange yourselves over here. I have a table. I have a little bit of still life. You could just ignore that and then just immediately work on trying to paint you guys and like pick up bits and pieces and stuff. But there you go.
Love that.
it's so funny because when you're a GM, you just inevitably know a lot, even if you're not a GM. But when you're like, you just know this game. And one of my favorite things is like being surprised, even if I still know something in the background, just because of my knowledge. So the minute she said, "Oh, he's hurt," and she teleported, I went, "Excuse you." I'm like, I'm just gonna. It might not be. It might not be. And then I was like, okay, yeah, here we are. Here we are. Okay, we got freaking ball spawn. And then when you revealed the freaking Slayer, that was cool. That was sick. I'm kind of curious to see if she ever like uses that side.
I don't
What's
know. I
Anaya's
feel like
darkest character, like darkest side? That's crazy to think
I
about.
think we're already seeing it.
I think
I
we've
know, I was like, it's a
seen-
little-
I actually think we're seeing the opposite. I actually think that if she were to fully lean in,
Oh yeah.
she would absolutely be about town. She'd want to be invited to the parties and see all these noblemen and their wonderful houses and paint.
Willing muse.
Always
Mhm.
paint.
And suddenly Baldur's Gate has its first fucking serial killer.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. At least I know in the Dark Urge, one of the endings for the ball spawn that you become, you are less of an intelligent and charismatic being and more of a primal entity.
You end up being a slavering killing machine.
Exactly. Like I think they even described you like as wetting yourself in anticipation, so you're faster on the kill, and it's like that's a very grotesque way of putting that. And I feel
That
like
is dark.
yeah, it's like I'm gonna kill people. I better pee now. Like what a strange narrative choice. And not saying that that's Anaya, no. But if you want to get like the darker AU, it's closer to that than the blood artist. You know, less the blood artist, more just the slaughterer. Because I don't think, because I think like even Orion was like constantly on the verge of becoming that beast. Right?
Orin.
Orin.
Orin was at that point. Orin
Yeah.
100% was at that point.
Orin could still speak at least, but like I think that from what I've seen, that worst case scenario ball spawn ending at that point, like you're even past the point of language.
Oh, question. One I can't believe I just thought of right now. Because I wasn't here for it again. One of these. Winnie and Marcus. When did that happen? How did it start to happen? When did you guys decide it was a thing? Like
I said, PJ, I'm gonna fucking romance you. Deal with it.
I said, all right, Ben, I'm gonna sweep you off.
Not
your feet.
subtle at all. I
I'm
love that.
gonna sweep you off your goddamn feet, motherfucker. Brace yourself. A little bit, yes. It was a little bit of that, but a little bit of Winifred has been so on her own. She has the hermit background. So she literally, before she got to Baldur's Gate, she was traveling from city to city, essentially being a death doula. She was helping people find that the respite and the repose in death. So she that wasn't even something that was on her radar. And then she meets this fuck ass fighter with too much charm and not enough sense.
What can I say? I have a type.
That's funny because it doesn't seem like something you forced. It does seem like something that Winnie very cautiously stepped into. At least
she was also she's clever. She's a little dumb. So there was a point in time where I think Marcus was definitely making goo eyes, and it was just whoosh, straight
I think
over her pretty little
Shale
head.
noticed before Winnie did. I think there was a solid moment where she was like, maybe I should give him a chance. And then she just sees Marcus staring at Winnie, and she goes, okay. Well then.
I definitely remember, and I believe I still have this note on my character sheet because I think we were talking in and out of game. It was like, Thruple? No. Maybe?
Is this what's happening?
No, I think there was definitely a solid moment where Shale went, no. No.
Wait, the way you just laid that out for me, Laura goes to PJ and say, "Hey, I'm romancing you." PJ says, "Bet." Character makes googly eyes at Winnie, and Winnie goes,
Huh?
Yep.
You're not gonna make it easy. Can't be easy.
I'm gonna
That's so funny.
charm you into romancing me.
Yeah.
Super side note. This is not a question. I have to, because we're talking about favorite moments and things, right? I've mentioned that I love being bitchy Shale. One of my favorite moments was when a moment between Marcus and Winnie happened where they were basically like animalistically like, oh, and Leo decided to be a little shit and talk shit. And I decided as Shale to be like, do you think that's how your mom and Alter Ravengard make out?
Oh no.
It's one of my favorite. That was one of my favorite moments. Oh, it's one of my favorite moments because as a player and a GM and whatnot, I like to have comedic moments and I like to kind of push the boundaries. And sometimes I like to be a little shit. That was one where my brain went, do it. You know, it's right there. It's golden opportunity. And I said it while staring at Omega to see how they would respond. That is one of my chef's kiss Shale RP moments for sure.
Fucking Duke.
I also appreciate the I think like we need to have more of those moments because I just need to see the telekinetic shove just every time. Just
It's my Hulk and Loki moment. I just love each time. Just move.
Get away from me. Get away from me.
So sassy. I love it.
Oh man.
Another quick question. Sorry. The Leo's mom and Duke Ravengard, whose idea was that?
Yeah, whose idea was that?
So not a part of Leo's backstory at all.
Nope.
Well, Leo, here's the thing. Leo disappeared after Elderbrain slating. So
Sure.
Like enough time goes by, and if a noblewoman of the city is, you know, dealing with some stuff, maybe she's having conversations with Older, and in my head, I was like, no, it makes sense. Like they spend enough time together, maybe something happens.
He's very charming.
You know, they're going for it. He is very charming, and you know, he's very sweet. He's very cordial. There's a lot of manners involved, but I definitely, when it came time to drop the knowledge, and it wasn't even the full drop, it was the like, you guys all showed up at High Hall when Tiamat was around, and you just saw that one hand go like over Alder's, and I watched Omega's eyes go, fuck is this shit?
Well, so it's really cool because there's a couple of things. For those who are listening and watching, if you don't know, Leo's mom Eschfeld is a character in Baldur's Gate 3. I specifically, when I made Leo, I went through the Parliament of Peers, which is what essentially the Council of the Nobles are known called, and a bunch of them show up at what's the bitch's name? What's that white boy's name? Thank you. At Gortax's coronation, they're forced to be there. And I was like, "Ooh, which one of these could be mom? Which one of these could be?" Or I didn't say mom at that point. I'm like, which one of these can be his parent? And so I saw her, and I was like, "Of course, black." So that happened. So that's canon as far as her and dad. Dad in canon is also dead. So I was like, okay, cool. Single mom raising Leo. I like this idea. There could be a lot play with that. That's when Roderick came into play. There's a little bit of, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, almost like the Water Dancer with Arya. I wanted someone who can like teach and be there and be a father figure. And then obviously there's the other stuff that comes with him. But I knew that actual birth dad would not be in the game at all, would not be seen at all, hinted at, etc., but he was kind of younger, so he didn't have a big connection to him. So when that happened, I was like, oh, you motherfucker. Oh, it makes sense, and I'm so angry about it. But also, it's funny because it let me, who is the biggest Will supporter, y'all got me fucked up, Larian. I love Will so much, but it gave me a chance to be like, God, Leo doesn't like Will. Oh God, Leo doesn't like Will. He's his goody two shoes. Oh my God, and funnily, like if Will was a senior, Leo will be a freshman. So there's an age difference. And I was like, what does this look like? What will this be? So it's kind of fun to see these two who should not care for each other now potentially going to be stepbrothers.
Yep.
So crazy.
So that dynamic is fun. But that was a Cujo thing. I was just like, all right, here we are.
Oh, the nomads.
Played
Hi,
so
nomads. Hi, everybody. Welcome in.
Gilbert.
No, I really do love the small moments we get of exploring Leo's extreme distaste for the arrangement with Archduke Ravengard and Will in particular. I definitely get like Will is the jock where Leo might be considered the book nerd.
Yeah.
And that dynamic is super fun to explore. I love referencing.
It's also one of those things where if you read between the lines, he can't get too close because he knows he might not be able to stay.
Mhm.
So he is happy that his mother has found a way to find the ability to smile again. Obviously he's happy that, he didn't like leave. He was not forced out, but he was a monster. He couldn't come back, and he was scared to know what would happen if he did come back. So now that he's back and there's an understanding and et cetera, there's still just a level of like what truly happens. Like you're talking about, what happens on episode 11, 100. I don't know what his family dynamic will be. I hope he gets to stay home. I don't know though. I do not know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's definitely not a simple thing to be able to like deduce over like a week. Like this is it's story shaping the decision that Leo's eventually gonna have to come to. All right, one final question.
Or Clara,
Yeah.
Yeah, for each of you.
Cujo, I want to know, because we talked about this a little, has anything that has come out of like spur of the moment RP or like something that was supposed to be a throwaway, has anything that we have given you ended up being like, oh wait, that works better, let's go that way instead?
There has been moments. I will say, well, no, that was pretty much kind of laid out. Anaya's sleep moments. That was like referenced by her prior, so that like we were already kind of talking about what that looked like. Oh man, I definitely feel like there was a lot in El Terrell, where like maybe it was like setting the scene or whatnot. And I'm trying to think of a specific moment. Oh man, why is my brain blanking? There definitely have been moments where I just sort of took it and ran with it. Honestly, the closest one, I think we mentioned it earlier, was you guys being in the Feywild, and you're coming upon the final piece to make the Hagsbane, and I introduced this NPC, this high-ranking member of the Summer Court. And Anaya goes, okay, well, I have true sight. I just want to confirm, is this actually the person that we're talking to, or is this somebody else? Oh, that was another one too. Oh, this one's better. You guys are walking into Mab's castle, and you guys think you see Soldier. And Winifred picks it up immediately and goes, wait, don't accept favors. Don't accept gifts from anybody that you see. And sure enough, when you called that out, I was like, it makes sense. So that's why it like shifted into being this little like childlike imp who just took on the appearance of Soldier and then scampered off. There was a quick little moment where I thought it was going to be Soldier, but then you presented that and I went, fuck, no, that's that's so much more valid if she caught it, and it turned out to be somebody impersonating Soldier. Like it might not it seems like in the grand scheme of things that these are small things, but they drastically change encounters. They drastically change the vibe or the direction of an RP moment. The fight with the Spiderkin wasn't originally going to be a fight with the Spiderkin. Anaya said, I have an eye that has true sight. Is this truly this individual from the Summer Court? And in my brain, I went, if I say yes, we have an awkward RP interaction that, like, while it was fun hearing like the flowery language and the way of communicating and all that stuff, like this character was also a bit of a quick ripcord of like I gotta have something here. Because like my brain was scrambled eggs that night. I have to have something here. There's got to be some obstacle in the way of you guys getting to this thing to make the Hexbane. And then I was like, okay, I can either continue with this RP encounter where it's gonna lead to maybe like a watered down, like, okay, we're gonna go our separate ways. You guys have permission, go do the thing. Or it could not be this creature. It could be something else that is trying to lure you in, and then we can get a combat in. And I went, okay, we haven't done a combat in a little bit. We're probably going to lean this way. And my brain went, I need something creepy. I need something that would exist in the Fae. Spider person, Spiderkin. They are hunters, and their young are completely infesting this fog around you all. And I think that was another yes and from Lauren, who went, is there anything in this mist as we're talking to this thing? And then that's where there's hundreds of these little spider guys in the mist around you. So like, you guys influence me just as much as I might influence you, and that's where collaborative fucking storytelling comes through. And that's why I'm so fucking thankful for you guys as a party, because sometimes I'm like, I don't have anything, but we're gonna figure it out.
I think that does so much. It does even so much more than that, because you utilized it every time. Whenever like Laura or Lauren were like, wait, is this a Feywild thing? And you're like, yup, it is. It made me terrified of everything and didn't make me want to do anything unless Winnie or Udaza said it was okay. Like, it really set a weird scene of like, yeah, these are the experts, because whatever they were worried about, you made it something dangerous. So they were rightfully knowledgeable and worried about that thing. And it really set the tone, especially like both Basu and Leo not digging the Feywild at all. It just weirdly all fit together in a really cool way.
I think when I look back to all the arcs that we've had so far, I've enjoyed so many of what has happened so far. It's like the Gortash sequences were cool, the Ilterel sequences were cool, like all these things. But I think one of my favorite arcs so far has been the Feywild arc, because I think it's the arc that's forcing us to really understand not just what our purpose is, but like what we need to do next, both personally and as a group. It's kind of forced us to really like face the music in a way, knowing that there's so much happening here. We got to see finally, I've been advocating for finally getting Winnie and Udazash's stories to the forefront for a while. And so it's been really, really cool to see that aspect, seeing Basu really come to his, because like Basu's story has been so intriguing to me, because he's been kind of just following this group and learning what his place is and what he wants to do. And I think in this world where he's such a creator and the rules of creation are so different here, like him like testing out how things fall here, like those small little details just help you expand and understand how you can go forward with your artifice. And I've really enjoyed the struggle that Leo has had here, because it's not written at all in like any text that Illithid don't like the Feywild, but I was like, it makes no sense if this aberrant power is order, and Fae is chaos. It's like oil and water. It's not going to mix at all. And it's been fun because it's allowed me to see where Leo has faults, where Leo is struggling, where Leo doesn't understand. And also like it's still fuck mad all day, but it's just been really, really cool to just see however, and even like Marcus, one of my favorite things was, Marcus is like, I understand contracts, I understand contracts, but there's a vast difference between an infernal contract and a Fey contract. And we're still seeing like how they're similar but how they differ, and how Marcus is understanding this world, especially because his partner is of the Fae. So it's been such a cool arc, and I think this has really been a character building arc. And when we get back to the material to start facing this power, I think we all have a lot that we have both learned and are prepared to learn when we get back. And I think that's super heckin' cool.
I will say, just real quick, one of my favorite moments in the Feywild arc has been Winnie describing what the Feywild is to Leo. It's the like, okay, so you're expecting a box. You're expecting this particular, like, things work in a very particular, very meticulous way. There is no box here.
No, that's always a box. You just can't see it? Maybe?
It doesn't exist.
Lies.
There is
You're
no
lying to
box.
me. You're lying to me. I will force. You know what? We're making a freaking Tesseract because there has to be a box somewhere.
I will make the box. Where's the box?
Where's the box?
I have to give a shout out to a question here, and I know we're wrapping up here in the next couple minutes, but this question was a big one. Who came up with Zeusa? Was it Lauren or was it me? So when Lauren and I were talking about Udazash, the idea was that they had been working for the Feywild, going back and forth, basically handling jobs between the material plane and the Feywild. But the thing was, every time they would go from the Feywild to the material plane, or the material plane to the Feywild, they would lose memory. Something about that travel just had a tax associated with it. So there's just these huge swaths of time that they just don't have. They don't know what friends they met when in the material plane. They don't know, what really even specifically they were doing. So this idea that like you don't remember your origin, you don't remember the formative years of your life, you just know that you are this person, and there's no real explanation for it. It's heartbreaking and terrifying. And I remember Lauren and I kind of sat and I went, okay, I have this idea of there being a potential tie to Tiamat. And she went, don't tell me anything else. I'm in. It's like, okay. I had this thought, especially when the first encounter with the Cult of the Dragon came up, and like the plight of the Dragonborn and Dragon-blooded sorcerers was that they were all being hunted with the idea of pulling them into hell to assist with her freedom. And I was trying to think of like what the ritual would require. Like, okay, so she needs all this power to do the thing. There's got to be more to it. And then I started thinking like, okay, well, we have the Cult of the Dragon. Who else is like powerful, right? And I look and I see the Abishai. I'm like, okay. Oh, there's one for each head. That's pretty cool. And then I was like, we don't know what happened with Udazash. And we have these Abishai here. What if one of them is missing? Because she was supposed to be one of the Abishai and was therefore then going to essentially be one of her quote-unquote heads. And I sat with that, and that was a shower thought. And that was calling back to PJ with your 15 shower thoughts. That was a shower thought that when it clicked, I immediately got out of the shower and I like wrote a message to myself like, mark this down, put this somewhere.
Write it down. Write that down.
I even think it came up that like Lauren was like, I don't even know if her name really is Udazash, but that's just the name she's been functioning with. And plus, like, with her being so versed in the Feywild, if it isn't her real name, that's good because you're not supposed to give out your true name to anybody when you're among the Fey. So, yeah, it sort of pieced together, and I messaged Lauren like, yeah, there's gonna be some possible influence here. Are you cool with that? And Lauren went, yeah, totally. So that's what brought about Zusa. Something that Leo is.
When did you make that click?
Oh God, it was like
early or
no. I want to say it was within. It had to be within like 10 to 12 sessions of when the reveal happened in the Temple to Bahamut. And sorry, Ramos. Yeah, spoilers abound in case you're not aware. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're still going. We're actually just talking about Zusa. Yeah, you've been summoned.
we literally summoned Lauren.
I want to say that was within around 10 episodes of when the reveal happened. That thought popped into my brain. And I will tell you, there are many of those that are up here that I've been holding on for a long time. Do you know how frustrating that is to have this thing, this bombshell that is gonna be a bombshell and not be able to share it with you guys? It is maddening. It is infuriating. When I told you guys that I knew how this campaign was going to end, that is one of them. And it has to be at the end of the goddamn campaign. Well, for those in chat and for those who have rated, real quick, we got to give some shout outs here. Where did my fucking activity feed? There we go. So give me a second. I have to pull it back up wherever it went. I don't know where it went. Okay, it fully disappeared. I believe. Oh, there it is. It took a second. To Rolling Nomads, to Dicey Decisions, to Hack Recklessly. Thank you so much for the raids and trusting us with your community. If you're still here from those raids, welcome to Crit Hit Chronicles. This is a TTRPG focused channel where we're going to have many campaigns going. If you're curious on the past episodes of this campaign, go check out Crit Hit Chronicles on YouTube, where you can catch up on all previous episodes of not only this show, but all of the other shows that we put on this channel. We've got campaigns based on Scream, Kingdom Hearts, and Final Fantasy. We've got other fantasy games like Tales of the Valiant and Sagas of Anima. And we've even got a little bit of horror mixed in with Whispers of Sarah. Go check out the YouTube and catch up. And for those who are curious, next week, our Tuesdays are starting up again with Bitten. We've got season 3 starting up on Tuesday. We are playing Daggerheart, and oh boy, the shit that's coming. We are so excited to share with you all. But before we sign off for the evening, we want to give it to our wonderful cast. Let them know who you are and how we can support you. Omega, you are first up.
Before I go, I just want to say one quick thing. I want to give a big shout out to this cast, because I think trust has been a very big aspect, because we've been doing this for over a year and some change, which is kind of wild. When I had this silly idea on Twitter, when we were still using Twitter, to do this show. So like, just putting that hat on for a second, this is my brainchild, but it's Cujo's story, because he completely taken it into a space that I couldn't have even thought of. So super thank you for taking on this show, and thank y'all for saying yes to this silly idea that I had, because I was so in love with BG3, and I was like, there has to be more to this story. So thank y'all. And I just want to say, yeah, I really appreciate the trust that we've all had with each other, because there's been some moments where I don't think the average party would be comfortable doing so, like Udaja shooting Leo when she got taken over, or on the flip side, me disintegrating Marcus twice. There's an immense trust for the story to be what it is. I just really appreciate that. Anyway, hi, my name is Omega. Crib art across all social media channels. I play Leopold Gusmere and Gideon Hollowell, our resident illithid scion, who is just can't wait to get back to the material and talk to Mako. That's gonna happen ASAP, no Rocky. And I'm very excited about it. Yeah, twice. Go watch the episode. It's cool. It's fine. Don't worry about it. That's me.
In the training montage that should have taken 20 minutes, but then it turned into
so
the
close.
Listen, because
It was
Asmodeus
shit.
tried my patience, and
good
Sai
shit.
said, "Oh, worm. All right."
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah,
So
because
good.
Asmodeus
It
decided
was-
he didn't want to fucking play anymore.
Yeah, it was hell versus aberration, baby. It was amazing.
And then we went into a fight with like missing spell slots and everything. It was great. Hi, hello, good evening. You can call me Laura or Tutu or Laura Tutu. My pronouns are she, they. Typically on Fridays, you can find me playing our Hexblood Celestial Warlock with Winifred Fethiok. Fridays, I'm here. You found me. Congratulations. On Wednesdays, you can find me over at Rebels Without a Castle for the Stone Lord's Folly, our homebrew D&D world run by the wonderful Zach Savage Lore. If you want to listen to my voice and the voice of Cujo, you can listen to The Road to Hell, an award-winning Hunter the Reckoning podcast over with Messy Crit Productions. And other than that, I've got a one shot coming up on Monday. We're raising some money with Just the Human. And the easiest way to figure out where all that shit's going to be is to check out my website, lauratutu.com.
Hello, my name is Tony Rodriguez, aka Your Encounter Smith. I am Basu Brightbolt here on Fridays for Shadows Over Baldur's Gate. And coming up in June, if you would like to see another actual play with myself and Omega, we are doing a Candela Obscura game for the month of June over on Smoking Glue Guns channel. So come check us out for that. Circle of the Lost and Found. Ooh.
Hello, everyone. My name is PJ McGaw, and you can find me all over the internet at PJ McGaw. I see the bearded face. You're in the right place. I'm also in your chat as Nat20 Productions official. You can find me here on Fridays for Shadow Over Baldur's Gate. You can also find me here on Mondays for the Paizo and WizKids sponsored Pathfinder 2nd edition show, Destiny's Path. Episode 3 is going to be kicking off next Monday. So if you want to catch up, go check out the YouTube. Don't even have to, catch up with all that much. Come in for the great new Pathfinder content. And as always, you can win some awesome minis, including the Ancient Diabolic Dragon, which is not a mini. It's a big one.
We fought that yesterday. Continue.
Hell yeah. Another big thing, let's see. Another group I've been producing with, Tales from the Brass Dragon. We have been approved for a panel over at San Diego Comic-Con this year. So if you're at San Diego Comic-Con 2026, come check us out Sunday, bright and early at 10 a.m. to see how you can use the Adventure League systems for storytelling and character development as we put on a show for you all. And I can actually officially declare this. I am also a published freelance writer with Paizo. Legacy of the Forge is now online. Go and check it out. My name is there. I'm in the book. I wrote some awesome items for you all, some that are actually kind of appropriate for Marcus. So if you want to buy the book, huge love that. And if I see you anywhere at the book and you want me to sign it, absolutely, I love you all. For everything else, go check out my socials and we'll just chaos. Be kind. Please, Cujo, take it away.
And as Hypnotic mentioned earlier, November 11th of 2024 was the first episode of Shadows Over Baldur's Gate. We are coming up on 2 years of this incredible story, and I am so thankful for everyone who's been a part of this. Lauren, Meadow, I love you so dearly. I cannot wait to have this table be full once again as we continue telling the story. For me, you can find me all over the place at Akuja Plays Games, or you can follow Crit Hit Chronicles for official show announcements, updates, that thing. For streaming schedule. So, next week, Monday, we've got Destiny's Path, Triumph of the Tusk. Tuesday, we've got the start of Bitten Season 3. Wednesday, we are off. Thursday, we have Sagas of Anima, which is a Daggerheart game where we collaboratively built the setting. And then Fridays, you catch us for Shadows over Baldur's Gate. And as Laura mentioned, if you're a fan of my voice and also Laura's voice, but you want me to swear more, go listen to The Road to Hell, where I play the angry problem known as Mason Sharp. It's been a hell of a time. We are going to go ahead and get a raid set up for Folk and Myth, but also as an additional reminder, go and follow Dubious Artiste on Instagram. They do some incredible character art. We're trying to give them so much love and support, so go and follow them. Tell them we sent you. And if you need some good character art, go look at them. Look at Winnie. She looks fucking cool. Anyway, sorry, I geek out over the art a lot. But before we complete the raid, as per usual, you are loved, you're appreciated. Please be nice to each other. We'll see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
Be good.